suppose. Maybe we could go outside if we want. Although it's going to be...
It's going to be dark out there. I don't even see nothing.
You can see us in the reflection. It's getting late too, because we're on West Coast time. It's almost 10 o'clock, so that means 1 o'clock East Coast. And actually the light out there with the camera is pretty good.
I mean, gotta be super careful we don't drop that motherfucker on the
I don't know. Sup. Already 12 people in here? 14? What?
Is that a rep? There.
Maybe. 17 people? Well, we're out here in North Bend, Washington tonight. I'll see you.
It's freaking fantastical.
What's up, Sean? Dennis says, hi, Selena. Just left the Five Finger Death Punch concert. Well, you can see we're in exquisite accommodations tonight. We decided to come over here and get a room. You can see right there, the TA in North Bend, Washington. We got in here, I don't know, hours ago now.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, around 5 o'clock, 1,700 hours. Our drop isn't until noon tomorrow down in Kent. Like, do we want to sit in the truck all night? No.
For 18 hours? No.
Yeah, for like around 18 hours until we leave? No. Just burn some credits. I got reserved parking across the street at TA already, because if you don't get reserved parking and show up before noon, you ain't getting shit at the TA in North Bend. So, damn, your wife is thick. Somebody's saying, you're thick. So, damn, your wife is thick.
That's the way you like it.
Can you go over there and pick up that quarter off the floor for me? It's right over there. By the bed.
There's no quarter on the floor.
If there was, would you pick it up?
Yeah. Just like this.
You know.
See if it'll sit on the...
Oh, I guess we'll come inside because it's dark out and we couldn't get the light outside to work. Boom.
See if it'll sit. It might sit right here. In there.
Yeah.
No little grooves. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if it'll be tall enough. Oh, it'll be tall enough once we sit.
That's what I told you. That's how you married me. So it'll be tall enough once you sit on it. Trust me. There we go. I did just develop a new love with North Bend, Washington. West End, North Bend. We're at this hotel right across the street from the TA. We came over here, got a room, showers, everything. So we don't have to sit in the truck all night, with bed and everything, whatever. Go to the liquor store or convenience store next door. Look at that.
Spattens.
They actually have Spaten. If anybody has kept up with me for a while, Spaten is my favorite beer. It's a German lager. They got the Spaten Oktoberfest out right now.
Lager.
Lager.
It says it's a malt liquor on it.
Because of the brewing process that has a higher alcohol content.
Yeah.
Yeah, that people don't know that usually when you think of Old English or Mickey's or something like that. It's malt liquor is cheap.
Right.
Something. It's actually the brewing process of it that heightens the alcohol level once it gets over a certain alcohol content. I think it's like 5.5 or something.
Yeah,
like
because
that.
that's 5.9.
It's got to be marked as malt liquor.
Huh.
But Spaten Lager, which is like 5%.
Well, then how come my reds are malt liquor, but they're not that high in alcohol content, are they?
Because they're not actual beer.
Ah.
Actually, the way they make them too is with different processes that isn't along the lines of making beer.
Someone said that the burger Mexican place next door is, it's actually really good.
Yeah, we got tacos and burritos over there.
Yeah, they were really good. The Alpa store
We
street
already ate
tacos were good.
we got 2 tacos apiece, and then we both got burritos to
For
have
later.
for later. We already ate our tacos, and they're good.
Mm-hmm.
They're decent. I mean, I can say not the best taco I ever
Yeah.
had, but it was good.
Yeah, the 7-ounce ones. Yeah, I used to do that. I remember when I had my first beers.
I remember
Yeah.
when I lost my
Yeah,
virginity.
Popeyes at the TA. No, I'm good.
Nope.
I'm gonna
No,
get the
thank you.
shits. It's gonna be from halfway decent food.
Yeah, right.
Not because some
It's gonna be because that
pimple-faced
sauce
fucker
is
don't-
burning through me like a fucking auger, just going
Not-
through my guts. You
Not
know what
because
I
some
mean?
fucking pimple-faced faggot don't want to wash his hands after he takes a crap.
That too.
Yeah. I want it to be worth my while.
Yeah, it's always the worst too. I've actually had this happen sometimes when you go into a truck stop and you're over there taking a piss, and
You see someone bust out of a
and
crapper.
the guy that works at the Arby's and the pilot or whatever busts out of the shitter, and he just walks out.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I guess I'm not having Arby's today.
Yeah. I've seen that a lot. And I'm like, oh no, we are not eating that food. Now I know sometimes they wash their hands or whatever on camera at the restaurant or something.
Yeah.
But
Still,
you should wash it both times.
you should not be having, after you take a dump, after you take a shit and you wipe your ass,
Yeah.
you should not be touching anything
Other than the faucet.
other than going over the fire. And I can even say too, I'm a stickler in that way. Even after I take a dump, I go over because, of course, I'm right-handed, so I wipe my ass with my right hand, right? I go over and use the faucet with my left hand. If it's a manual faucet,
Yeah.
of course, if it's automatic.
Yeah.
But even the soap dispenser, I'll do with my left hand instead of my right, because I just know your right hand
Yeah, it's the one that touches
is
the chip.
tainted.
It's tainted.
It's soiled, potentially. It's like you don't touch shit. I don't go over and go, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's that? Lick it, lick it, lick it. You know, it's like, no. You fucking, ugh. You just take shit because your hand smells. I don't care.
I know.
I mean, I'll eat your butthole out right now. I don't care. You're not going to gross me out.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many chicks bust out of the shitter and fucking, they'll even look at you while you're washing your hands and they're like, and they just walk out. I'm like, you're a fucking nasty bitch.
Well, I've actually seen a thing where dudes walk out of the toilet, even from taking a piss. That
They even pause.
me and another guy, we go in and we take pisses together, you know what I mean? And we cross swords and we sit there and high five and shit. But he shakes off his dick when he's done. And then I go to the sink and he turns around and comes from the pisser. And the thing is, he knows he should wash his hands.
Yeah.
But he does this thing where he even has like almost a little
Pause.
stammer. He has a pause and he just walks out. It's like he knew he should have washed his hands, but he's
Yeah.
just too lazy.
Yeah.
Didn't give a fuck. Whatever.
Nobody's
It's like,
in that big a hurry, I'm
You were
sorry.
sitting there holding your fucking piss pump, dude.
After I take a piss, I wash my hands. Oh, there's nasty people out there.
Well, it's not even, say, health codes or anything. It's just common decency that you wash your hands and you be
And how many
clean.
times you see some dude bust out of the pisser or bust out of the shit stall, go out, not wash his hands, and then you go out there and he's picking up bags of chips. No, I don't want that one. He puts
how
it
many-
back down and
yeah,
he goes
like-
over to the hot food and
Yeah, how
you know
many
he's
truck
hitting that.
drivers take
He's
a
touching
shit
the little tongs to
and they
get the
walk
fucking
straight
hot
out.
dogs and
While I'm washing my hands and stuff, they walk straight out behind you after they just come out of the crapper. And then you know they're out in the store
Finger
getting stuff,
fucking everything.
finger fucking everything. Like, oh, do I want this beef jerky? No, I don't want that.
And then they
now,
go, hot
he just
food
left his fucking butt dust
on
all
that.
over everything.
Yeah,
And it's like,
yeah, it's
so
gross.
the next person comes along and goes, I want this beef jerky, and they take it, and then they wonder why they got the shits in 6 hours.
Yeah, and it ain't from the beef
Like,
jerky.
how did I get hepatitis? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like,
Wash your hands,
Just
people.
wash your goddamn hands, scumbags. Good God.
It takes literally 10 seconds to wash your hands.
Well, and it's just better.
Mm-hmm.
You feel better afterwards.
Do you like to go and get in your truck and pick your nose and it smells like shit afterwards? I mean, yeah, and get pink eye? Yeah, no shit.
Then you see them at the hot dog. Yeah, the hot dog station.
Yeah.
You know, touching
The tongs.
food. They're touching the tongs that you would get your hot dog with too. But they're over there finger fucking the tongs, and they're getting the buns out of the drawer, and they're getting relish, and they're touching everything.
Yeah, the
and
jar
you know
of
they were just in
Jell-ish
there
and-
taking a fucking hot shit. It's like, dude.
Yeah, and it's like, even though the food itself is not contaminated, but now you've touched what they've touched, and you go out there and you touch your food, and you lick your fingers and all this other stuff, and it's like, gross, dude. It's gross.
I mean,
It's gross.
on the other hand, we've survived this far.
Yeah, just cook in the truck. Yeah, we don't like our truck to smell like food, though. We don't like our clothes and our bedding to smell like food.
Any food you cook in the truck, like people have hot plates and whatever and all this kind of stuff, and they make some a crock pot or
Yeah.
something. But it
like I
emanates through
get
the whole
it,
truck.
yeah.
And I just, with me,
I like to smell like laundry
I didn't.
detergent. Yeah.
She wasn't as bad as me. Me personally, I don't like.
Like, he won't go to Subway because he doesn't
I
want
don't
to
go to
smell
Subway
like Subway.
because I don't want to smell like the bread. If we eat a Subway sandwich and I go back out to the truck, I can smell my
He'll
shirt,
change his
and
clothes.
I'll change all my clothes. I'll get wet wipes. I'll wipe myself down. I'll go back to the bathroom and get soap and scrub my face and everything because I hate
Smelling
like food as I go down the road. Like McDonald's is about the most bland food you can get that you don't smell like afterwards.
Yeah.
Like getting cheeseburgers or a quarter pounder or something
Yeah,
like that.
or
Big
chicken
Mac,
nuggets. I like
the
chicken nuggets.
whatever. McDonald's is the only thing you can get that I don't smell like afterwards. But even then, if I eat it
Yeah, still gotta wash
and I
up.
finish it, I'm such a fucking nerd. I'm still reaching for the wet wipes afterwards, and I still sit there and like scrub up but it's not even food. Yeah, it's not even food though. But I'm just saying, it is the most trucker friendly food if you think about, you know, how you got to get rid of it. You know, like afterwards, that I wipe my hands down with wipes and I'm doing my face and everything. Because even a quarter pounder has the onions on it,
Yeah.
and that bugs the shit out of me.
Well, it's like
Even
even
there-
now we got
even
this
there-
Mexican food,
Yeah,
tacos and stuff. I can
totally
smell
stink.
it.
It's in the room.
It's in the room.
And
Yeah.
we got the taco sauce packet or cups and everything.
Yeah.
It's like it totally smells of carne asada in here right now
Yeah.
and shit. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
but
it's
I
like
can-
it's
I
kind
can
of bugging
stand
me a
that
little bit. I
because-
keep
but
smelling my clothes, make sure our clothes
if
don't
we're at
smell like it
home-
tomorrow.
yeah, if we're at home or we're in a room like this, I know if I eat that food and I stink of it, I can just go take a shower. I will literally go take a whole shower.
Yeah. And change his
Am I
clothes.
weird? You think that's weird?
No.
I just don't want to smell like my food.
It's a little anal. No, I'm joking.
You said I had a big anal. It's all blowed out from taking hepatitis shits.
Hepatitis shits, yeah. No, you're just clean. Yeah, no, I hate like when we're at home. Like I can make like fish and chips like in England, but the whole house will smell like it. Like it gets in your pillows, and so I don't do it. And spaghetti, you make homemade spaghetti and like make your sauce from
All
scratch
the
and all that.
garlic and everything.
All the garlic, like the whole entire house will smell like it for a week. It's like even all the clothes hanging in the closet and everything, and it's like, oh. Like
Yeah,
I
'cause I
avoid
can
cooking
say-
that shit just because I don't want everything to smell like that. I like everything to smell clean, like laundry soap and fucking fresh mop floors and.
Yeah, because
I
I
don't-
make a legit, I'll make it from scratch, you know, legit spaghetti sauce, you know, with the tomato sauce, tomato paste, putting the bouquet garni with all the basil and oregano and all the thyme and all that shit in it, and cooking up the sausage and burger. I don't just do burger, I do sausage with it too to make
Yeah.
a legit meat sauce.
Yeah.
But then I let it cook on
Simmer all
low
day.
simmer for like 10 hours. I make a legit pasta sauce.
It's amazing tasting.
But it emanates through the whole, all the fucking fresh garlic and all that shit.
Yeah, it gets
Just
in all the clothes in the closet.
Everything stinks to high hell.
Yeah, it's like ugh.
But
Uh,
that's what I do.
Checking every day asked how freight was right now.
Not good.
Not good.
We're getting.
We did all right,
We're getting a
but-
few decent loads right now. When we left home, we went from Brownfield, Texas. We were talking about this the other night too.
Yeah, but I don't think they were
Brownfield-
here. It's Shannon
yeah,
and
yeah.
Kathy.
Oh, hey, what's up? We went from Brownfield, Texas with a load of peanuts up to Topeka, to the Mars factory up there, make candy bars and shit, Mars
Yeah,
candy.
we took peanuts up there.
Took peanuts, went over to Olathe, or Kansas City basically, took a load down to Arlington, Texas. Then we went to Waco, picked up this load, and it's sliced lunch meats,
Yeah.
ham and turkey out of Cargill. And now we're doing 2 drops up here, and 1 in Kent tomorrow at noon. Then we gotta go back to Grandview over by Tri-Cities to the Walmart distribution center, drop there. And then we're probably gonna get a load of produce after that, of apples or pears or
Apples and
something.
pears and
And
cherries.
they're trying to get us right back to Lubbock. And then, sad news,
I'm gonna stay home.
she's gonna stay home after that.
The house
So
is going to
if
shit.
I make any videos, it's gonna be just me. I'm sorry. Wait for it. Like the
Aw.
you know, reveille, or not reveille, but cadence or whatever, trumpet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just not. It's not really worth it because it costs too much with us both out here. All the
Yeah.
loads are just. Yeah, kids are running the house down
Yeah,
for sure.
they're not taking care of business at the house. It's a wreck.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's dirty and
it's dirty,
fucking
and
trashy.
they're not taking care of the dogs right. It'd be better if Selena stayed home and takes care of that, so I can keep moving.
And then all the loads we've been getting haven't really been team loads, anyways.
No, they're not team loads anyways, and we could
I
just.
mean, the
I
milk
could
we
have been
did.
out here. I could have been out here doing this stuff myself and been covering everything just fine. So
Yeah, so it's like, and the amount it costs for both of us to be out here to eat and everything is like.
yeah, 2 mouths to feed, and then we got this kind of thing that, in the past couple of years,
His shoulders.
my shoulders, my rotator cuffs or whatever, I can't sleep on my sides anymore. And the way Selena and I used to sleep in the truck was great. That she would lay on her back against the wall of the sleeper, and I would roll over and wrap my arm over, and I could sleep on my side with her, and we would sleep like that for all night,
All night.
like a rock.
Yeah.
And with my shoulders now, in the past couple of years,
Ever since we did CHI.
ever since we delivered the garage doors with CHR when we were still Landstar,
Yeah, he must have.
my shoulders got messed up, and it's been forever now.
Yeah.
I can't sleep on my sides anymore for very long, so
So yeah, so it's like we're
we
out
can't
here.
fit in the bed together.
He goes to bed at night, and I just sit up and watch TV all night.
This sucks.
Yeah.
Just sucks.
We're like, we're on a team schedule, but you know, there's not team driving. It's like if we team drove up here, we'd have been sitting up here for 3 days waiting.
Yeah, and then what are we gonna do? Sleep in the truck together?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
She's gonna stay up all night while I sleep, and then
I'm gonna sleep all day while he
but we're
drives.
just sitting there, and it's like, this is lame, dude.
Yeah. It sucks, but I really enjoy being back out on the road and being able to bug him 24/7. I know he likes it too.
Well,
But it's just the details just aren't working out.
even admittedly, while she was at home since last year, like what, since last summer, I went out on the road all the way through until the past couple of months.
Yeah.
But it definitely.
I mean, it's been nice
I
being
wouldn't.
back out.
It didn't cause a rift between us or anything.
No. I
It was
mean, it's
just a thing
definitely
of
better together, but
you started feeling that
separation.
separation. She was at home, I was on the road, and we just
It doesn't work for us.
The camaraderie of us not being together
Yeah. It was.
doesn't work. She and I, we're
We're made to be together.
we're too intertwined,
Yeah.
and being apart doesn't work. But
this doesn't really work either.
What's happening in the truck right now isn't working, and plus the house is going to shit.
Yeah, I need to be home for the dogs, and I gotta whip my fucking grown man children into shape and fucking make them chore lists. And Kathy said it would not last long being apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, because we actually we would love each other. We like each other.
We're best friends.
We're best friends. Yeah.
We actually, you know, you can say you have friends in life and all this kind of shit, but Selena and I are actually best friends.
Yeah.
There's nothing that goes on between us that is like not together.
Yeah.
And
so when we
this
have that
past
separation,
year,
it's like
we had like
rough.
serious separation anxiety or something like
Mhm.
that. She was at home going crazy. I'm out on the road.
He's like,
spinning
I
my
hate
wheel.
this. I'm quitting.
I hate this shit. You know. But I realize it's just a symptom of what's going on between us. That we just want to be with each other. And a couple months ago, when she came back out with me,
Yeah, it got
she got right in the truck,
Yeah.
and literally we were driving down the road. We didn't talk.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything.
we
It
just
was
sit
just
there
the two
hanging
of
out.
us were together, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was like we just need that vibe.
Yeah.
Of being close to each other, like, you know.
It's both. Jeremy's
It's both.
lost without me, and I'm lost without him.
Yeah, because when I come home, she's lost. You know what I mean? She's sitting there all fucking just.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
don't know what's
You
going
could
on.
tell Jeremy's attitude was different without you. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, and then someone else said we seem happier now that we're back together. Yeah. Yo, long time. Big C.
Oh shit.
Goat chain.
Big C's in, huh? What's up?
How's that fiber treating you?
That fiber?
Blech.
The only guy that has a picture of Selena's ass.
Yeah, that was a big
Legit.
faux pas, huh?
Yeah, that was a big faux pas.
He was like, what?
Yeah, Charlie Collins in here, Big C. I was fucking around one day, and I thought Selena jokingly was like, "Yeah, that's fine," or something about. I sent Charlie.
No, we don't want to really know. We really don't want to know, Charlie. How about you want to know about that fiber? We don't.
Hey, Charlie, you still got that picture? Still got that picture I sent you? Huh? What was that, back when we were prime?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We were at
Or
Salt Lake.
Henderson even,
It
maybe.
was Salt Lake when we did it. I
It's
know
been
that.
like 5 or more years ago. Anyway, Charlie, yeah, I fucked off.
He said, for sure.
I fucked off and sent Charlie a picture of Selena laying in bed in her G-string with her ass hanging out. And I was in the background. I was doing a selfie pic. I'm like in the background, and her ass was right behind me, but her whole bare ass. Charlie could sell that thing for money now.
It's in my private collection. Great.
Yeah, right? And you said you got rid of it, man. Right?
Yeah, he did.
He said, "Oh, I got rid of that, dude. It was too uncomfortable," or something like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, "No, you didn't."
No, he didn't.
It's fucking straight up fucking in the spank bank, dude. Yeah, he's this guy, Charlie Collins, one of our OG fans from back in the ball and chain days, like
Yeah.
one of our first fans.
I was drinking when I said that.
He's got a legit picture of Selena's ass in a G-string laying in bed. Sorry.
Yeah, and then when he told me
I'm
when
sorry.
I woke up, and
She's all, "What the fuck?"
I'm like,
And I'm
what
all,
the
"What?"
fuck?
I thought it was like funny or something like that, you know? It's all good, right? You know,
Dual
no.
stack. Damn, I missed that pic.
Yeah, right. I'll send it to you.
In Prime. No, you won't. And you was in Nevada selling your truck stuff and said we're never trucking again. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We always say we're never trucking again.
So I gotta just
No.
the next time I quit, I just gotta get rid of my CDL
No.
and walk away and go get a job at fucking Taco Bell.
I told him just walk away and go get a job at Taco Bell. Keep the CDL because you never know what we might want to do years from now. And CDLs are extremely hard to get now. Now you have to go to school in order to get them. And school's like 10, 15 grand now. It's like it's easier just to keep it and not ever use it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like if you're in the position where you want to get out of trucking all the time.
Yeah, let's go work at Pizza Hut all together. You,
Yeah,
me.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Let's all go make some fucking pan
Jeremy's a
pizza.
Walmart greeter.
Yeah, right. I worked at Walmart a couple of years ago.
Yeah, when we were in
For
Champaign.
2 months, I worked at Walmart.
Being a OGP.
Yeah, working in the grocery place in the
when
back
you go
where
pick
you
up your groceries
put
online.
groceries in their cars outside.
No, we're not done with Texas.
No.
No, we're just saying. No, I just told him, like, you don't ever have to drive a truck again, but you never know what happens in the future. You never know, we might fucking strike it rich and can go buy a brand new W9 and might want to go out and just fucking travel around.
Okay, so this is the thing we've been talking about a lot too.
And there's a lot of things you can use your CDL for that are not over the road.
Prostitution?
Maybe. At least, if anything, it's good for discounts.
Because I can walk up to trucks and I know how to work a gear shift.
Yeah, I got my pickup.
I can shift your stick.
I'm just saying, it's easier to keep it than to get rid of it and regret it.
I'll put a finger up your butt and say I'm grinding gears.
You're special if you have a CDL. You just keep it. It's easier to keep it and never use it.
No, we kept our Nevada CDLs the whole time we were in Illinois.
Yeah, because in Illinois, you have to turn it in and start over from scratch. So we're like, nope, fuck that. And we knew we weren't staying there anyway. So
No,
there was
we still had
years
technical.
left.
Well, we still had technical residency in Nevada because we were using my folks' address in Nevada for everything. So we didn't have to get Illinois CDLs. So we just kept them in Nevada until we moved to Texas. Nevada to Texas was a straight transfer.
Yeah,
It
we
didn't
just
matter.
went down there, signed a thing, took a pictures, and that was it. The only thing that we would have had to do is for the hazmat, you would have had to send off.
Yeah, we when we got our Texas CDLs, we just didn't do the hazmat. So right now we have tankers and doubles and triples,
Yeah.
but no hazmat.
Yeah.
And then with me, yeah, if I'm gonna keep my CDL, I may eventually go get my hazmat back.
Yeah.
Because I hauled fuel.
And that's easy, and you're home every day.
I hauled fuel for years and years, doing hazmat work and all that kind of stuff. So me getting my hazmat back might make sense at some point.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, keeping the CDL. Yeah, don't ever give up your CDL. Yeah, it's easier to keep it.
unless you win the lottery,
Yeah, unless you win the lottery, and then you don't have to worry about
cancel
it.
that bitch next day, buy a Lambo, and fucking put on a
it.
Speedo and
Yeah.
just fucking go to the beach.
Yeah, fuck
Fuck
the
it.
world. But yeah, but other than that, it's like you never know, and it's like there's so many local jobs you could get. Yeah, they're not the greatest, they're company jobs, whatever, but they pay double what everything else pays, so
Well,
you never know.
even being a yard goat,
A yard
somewhere,
goat, yeah, something.
even though you're on private property with a yard goat most of the time,
If
but
you
there are
get
places where you got to shuttle trailers down the street,
to
so
another yard.
they make you have a CDL because you got to touch a public road. Could help.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
and one of those kind of jobs, like, we talk about, oh, we don't want to have a regular job, our boss and this and that, but it's doing something like that is no different than working at fucking Taco Bell or fucking 7-Eleven. You're going to have a boss, you're going to be a
Gonna have a
company
shift.
You're going to be
You're
a
gonna have to
company
clock
person.
in.
You're going to be a company person either way, so it's like if you can make a few extra dollars or something, it's like, all right,
Why are you kicking the table?
because I can. I'm just saying it, like, it's just like, I don't know. I wouldn't move to Cali.
Yeah, why would you move to California and
They
pay?
would have to pay you $22
I mean,
an
how are you
hour.
going to afford to live there?
Yeah, rent's like fucking $5,000 a month.
Like, houses are all $1 million and shit. How are you ever going to get ahead?
Yeah, you're never gonna
Like,
do
what are you
anything.
going to do in California? Fuck all
Yeah.
that.
It doesn't matter if you make $22 an hour. It's
I'd
like
rather
you
move
might
to
as
the
well make
middle.
8 and live in fucking Missouri.
Yeah, I'd rather move to the middle of Alabama and be able to work fast food jobs and be able to buy a house for $75,000.
And
Why
live in a-
would you subject yourself to California when you can go other places that are nice? Everything's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I grew up in California, so I know what a bubble that is. When I finally left California, it was like, oh my God, I'm leaving California. Oh my God.
Well, that's
'Cause
like
people
leaving
have the
Vegas
impression,
is a bubble too, and
yeah,
it's
that
like
people have the impression like life doesn't exist
outside of wherever the hell they grew
wherever
up.
you're from. It's like
There's
living
a
in
whole part-
California is its own big bubble. It's like growing up in a small town in Kansas or something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
couldn't
I gotta
imagine
get out of
living-
here. Oh my God.
Yeah, this fucking
I
place-
gotta go to
I gotta
New
get out
York
of this
City.
one-horse town. No, actually, I
Actually,
would.
it's really nice there and it's cheap and you can build a great life there. So what are you bitching about?
Yeah, it's like, hey, how about this? I'll trade you.
Yeah, I never understood that after I left California
Yeah, you
and got out of
understood
that bubble mentality that
it.
why don't you go to the Midwest? It's super nice,
Mm-hmm.
super nice towns. It's super cheap. You could actually work at the local gas and pump,
Or the fucking pig
and
would
buy
wiggle you.
a house
Yeah,
in
buy
that
a
town.
house. Yeah,
You could buy a house.
you live in any big city, and guaranteed, if you work a regular dickhead job, you're not gonna ever be able
Never
to
gonna
buy a
get
house.
ahead. Move to these rural communities because you can work at a gas station
And buy a house.
and buy a house. You could work at the little burger flipping joint and buy a house.
I mean, I was in the Union in Vegas, and I still couldn't buy a house.
Not reasonably.
Not reasonably.
You're making $45 an hour. You think, oh man, you're making $45 an hour. You're fucking golden. No.
Yeah, it's not the only job out there. And yeah, it has the potential to make a little bit more than regular jobs, but overall, like if you're doing over the road, like trying to be an owner op and stuff, there's really not. I mean, there's money in it, but not like you think.
Ralph's, Vaughn's, Albertsons. Okay, but
Yeah,
even at $31 an hour, what are you going to achieve?
yeah.
That's the thing you got to think
When a
about.
house costs $1 million,
Yeah,
you ain't
even-
paying the
or
fucking
even
mortgage
rent.
on it.
Rent, you're going to pay $3,000 a month for rent, and you're making $25 an hour, $30 an hour.
Yeah, it's taking all your money.
It all goes to rent.
Yeah.
Why?
And for what? To live
Why?
in some over-congested fucking town?
Yeah, in some place that is just
Got billions of people?
California has gone full retard on so much stuff.
Yeah. It's like you want to live in
No.
some little town where fucking rush hour consists of fucking having to wait on a light extra 30 seconds and there's 2 cars ahead of you. Yeah, you can't afford a mailbox in California.
Yeah, even like the UPS store and getting a USPS
It's
box.
like $300 a
Yeah, they like tripled the rates to even get a post office box.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why would you stay there?
Yeah.
Just
And-
move.
yeah.
Just move. Morgan Freeman had the best quote ever when Don Lemon, like, oh, this whole thing of pull yourself up by the bootstraps and get it. He's like, yeah. That if you live in a bad place, Morgan Freeman said, he goes, the bus runs every day, dude.
Yeah.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Just go.
Well, it's like if you live in California and you're spending all that money on rent, dude, you'd be like, all you'd have to do is just fucking skip out on 1 month of rent, and you could fucking move you'd have the money to
Get a
move
new
somewhere
place.
else and fucking put your first
Work
and
at a
last
gas
home
station in some
get a
small
job at a
town
gas
somewhere
station
in the
before you're
middle of the
fucking-
country.
before your money ran out from not paying 1
Yeah,
month
all
rent.
the flyover states that everybody. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I'll even give an example that my sister-in-law. I met up. It's been almost a month ago. That we met up with my brother, his wife, and daughter in Amarillo because they live in Orange County, Southern California. They've been living there forever though, and their house is pretty much paid off now and shit. They're not in the position of most people in California, but
Yeah, because they got in 30
they're well.
years ago.
Yeah, they're well off, and they're okay.
Yeah, they bought
but-
20 years ago when it was still affordable.
While we're sitting there at lunch talking, I go, yeah, I was gonna think about shit, even maybe moving to like Alabama, Mississippi, or something like that. And my sister-in-law, she's like, oh, why would you move there? Oh, I go, because it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it's like
gorgeous
someone
down
said
there,
they-
and it's affordable. It's like, yeah, but it's Mississippi. And I go, have you ever been there?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's fucking nice.
It's green.
There's tons of
it's
small
green.
communities. They're great. All this kind of stuff. She's like, really? You know, the California, really? It's nice there? Oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, travel. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You guys have
Like
a $1
someone
million
said-
house now in California. Sell it, get the money out of it.
Yeah, they
and then
have
you could
grass
go
there,
to,
yeah.
you could go to Mississippi or something like that and pay cash for a beautiful mansion of a house
And still have a
and have a
gajillion
shit
bucks.
ton of money in the bank.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you subject yourself? But I gotta live in California.
It's like,
Oh
why?
my God.
No, California sucks. The only thing great at California is the beach.
How did a fucking duck get in here? Duck.
It's that goddamn barking spider.
Somebody step on a duck? No, and some Californians, when they have that kind of mindset, fiber. Yeah, stay there. Don't go out into the rest of the country and ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah, just stay in California.
Just stay there. If you're good, stay there.
Yeah.
Don't go somewhere else and go, oh my God, we gotta
Like
have
my
we gotta
dad-
have couscous and oh my God.
My
and
dad has
you
a-
can't have guns here. What are you talking about?
Oh, you just took a shower too.
Take another. That's why we got a room.
No, it's like my dad, he has his house in California and all that, you know, and it's like calling me up and making sure that I'm in the trust and all that for, you know, because everyone's getting old, you know, and it's like, I don't want to stay in California though.
No,
No.
not really.
It's like they got a nice spread and some acreage and cows and shit, and, you know, up in Redding, but I
That is one
wouldn't
stinky duck.
I wouldn't stay there. I'd get rid of it and buy something else. I would not stay in California just for California politics and bullshit too. It's like I'm gonna let them just.
Well, it's
soak
got
up-
the highest
soak-
tax rates.
Yeah.
It's got the most regulations and all this bullshit and everything. It's like,
I mean, I get it if it's a paid off place and all that, yeah, but it's California. I mean, California's beautiful, but you know they went and fucked it up with everybody who lives there.
am I drinking St. Pauli's? No. I'm drinking the OG shit. Spaten Oktoberfest. Spaten is by far, in a way, my favorite beer ever. Go get you some Spaten Lager. There's Spaten Oktoberfest. There's Spaten Optimator, which is their Doppelbock, the real dark double beer. And it's like 9 or 10% alcohol. This one is 6%, 5.9. Spaten Oktoberfest. If you get a Spaten Lager,
Ah.
they're super smooth, super good. What?
He just said he just caught a glimpse of the label.
Oh, yeah. Spaten. Spaten is my favorite beer.
We got a bunch of new people in here. I guess having a live feed more than once every 6 months. more people are able to catch it.
Yeah, we'll try to do more live feeds. But anyway, spotting. If you're talking about St. Pauli's, I believe you have to fact check me on this one.
It's
I
made
think-
in St. Louis now.
Yeah, it's brewed in America now. St. Pauli's
Yeah.
is not a pure German beer anymore. Spaten still
Yeah,
is.
unless you go and buy it and it says imported on the label.
Make you pay an exit tax. Yeah, that's true too. In California, if you leave, they want to make you pay more taxes up to 10 years after you left the state.
It's
They
retarded.
still want to come after you for more tax money to
How? It's like you
pad their
don't live there
coffers
anymore.
I haven't lived there for 10 years and you're
No.
coming after me for more taxes? Fuck you. Fuck off. Gavin Newsom can suck the back of my sack after I farted and had bad diarrhea. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I left California like 20 years ago almost. 2004, I moved out of California.
I left 41 years ago.
After I was born,
When I was 2, I
I
left
got put on
California.
a fucking high hat right out of that state. See you. Yeah. All the California is a
He
beautiful.
moved to Austin. It's great. Yeah, no, that's like the new
Fuck
California.
Austin too.
I know he's being
You're gonna move-
sarcastic.
Yeah, if you're gonna move to Texas, don't go to fucking Austin. Fuck you. Austin is just a reboot. It's like
A reboot of California.
it's a reboot, a California reboot. For some reason, everybody in California, if they're going to move to Texas, they say, oh, I'm going to move to Austin. It's like, why? It's just another big city.
Yeah.
I mean, when you drive through it, you go, oh, yeah, Austin, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking live there, though.
No.
Screw that.
I like Lubbock.
Dallas, Fort Worth, that whole area, too. No.
Fucking Houston.
San Antonio, no. Houston, no.
I'll move to Louisiana. Louisiana.
Lubbock, like we live in Lubbock, and it's like 250,000 people.
Yeah.
It's just big enough.
It's perfect.
Just enough. If it got any bigger, nope.
Yeah.
Because I already find myself too. We live in Lubbock. It's got everything. It's got Texas Tech. Yeah, that's a big part of the community that there, and it's got all the shopping and the restaurants that you want. It's got hospitals and all this kind of shit. But I find myself too. I'm like, no, I want smaller.
Yeah.
I want to go out to a town that's like maybe 5,000 people.
Yeah, just enough to
Just
own
enough.
a business and stay afloat.
Just enough. But say it's in proximity of a place like Lubbock, of a city that has facilities and all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
you
it's
got to
like-
go to the doctor. You got to go to the hospital. You need shit.
Everything's
Okay.
like 20 miles away.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I got to drive 40 miles to go to town to pick up all of this other shit.
So Neil said there was a Georgia businessman who said Cali wanted to possibly tax him as if he was a Cali business because he was selling online to California customers.
Yeah, fuck you, California.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you
you
really
got to
want to
realize
fuck shit up.
that-
Yeah,
that
fucking
state-
California's gonna
that-
get nothing.
that state is in such despair politically and tax-wise that they are really reaching like at straws or whatever
Yeah.
to get money out of anything they can, because especially if you used to live in California, they're going to try and drag you back to California. They're going to try and keep you in California somehow. It's like, no, I'm out.
He
Screw
said,
you.
you just mentioned the town I grew up in. It's not far from Champaign. 5,000 peeps, got a hospital.
What town is that?
Pasodum or no, the one down.
No, those are all small.
I don't know.
You'd have to say what town you're talking about, dude.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. It's one down there by Arthur, the bigger town down there. I had to go down there a couple times for when I was a mailman. It's the one below Pasodum, the next big town down there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, north of Champaign.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, Kankakee?
Kankakee? Yeah.
No, that's a little bit bigger, I think. No, there's like along the 57.
Oh, where
there's-
was that bar at that we were looking at?
Oh, Paxton.
Paxton. He said 5,000 people. Was it Paxton?
It might be Paxton. I think that's a little bit smaller, maybe. Paxton. I always dug Paxton. It's just being in Illinois with all their bullshit. You know.
Yeah, I like Tolono. It's north of Paxton. Yeah, I like Tolono. Because I was a mailman. I worked for the post office when we lived there. I was a rural carrier out of Tolono, and I had to go all over the farmlands out there. I had to go down to Pasodum, and there was another town out there. Sometimes I had to cover that.
No, that's a real shame too, because
I
Illinois
love Tolono.
Illinois was a beautiful state to live in.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was great. You know, the political environment of Illinois.
Yeah,
is
Illinois
screwed.
itself sucks, but the landscape and the towns were great.
Yeah. If Illinois had a
It was normal like
political
Texas.
structure, tax structure, and everything going on, like say Florida or Texas or something like that, Illinois would be racking it up.
Yeah.
They got Chicago. They got tons of work. It's in the fucking breadbasket of the Midwest. You know, it's like if they would just
Yeah, Chicago runs the whole
yeah,
state.
Chicago drags down the whole state
Yeah.
actually, and if Illinois just adopted practices of more freedom and less taxes and less regulations,
Or
they
if
would
did
flourish because now they're purging people instead of
Well, yeah.
growing. They're
they,
actually
they
they're actually
penalized the
receiving.
whole state for a fucking city that's basically on the state line in the corner.
Well, it's just like Michigan.
The whole state suffers because
Yeah,
of one fucking
like
city.
the same thing like Michigan, Detroit drags down all of Michigan. If you could take Detroit out of it,
Yeah.
Michigan would be a great state.
Let's give up our CDLs and be cart boys at the Walmart together. Yeah.
Okay. As long as I got one of those auto carts.
Yeah,
Right,
one of those little push ones that
with
push
the little
it for
fucking remote, you know, you just sit there and brrr, and you see them trudging through the parking lot.
you. Yeah. Fucking,
Yeah, Illinois has a net loss of people, and you're talking the people that are leaving Illinois are not the people on welfare or dragging down the system. It's the hardworking people that were paying taxes. So now Illinois is going to be put in deficit. They're supporting their welfare class and they're losing their working class, and that's fucking backwards.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, the whole state suffers because of Chicago.
Yeah. And then Chicago is its own nightmare. Even though Chicago is a great city.
And East St. Louis too.
Yeah, East St. Louis, but Chicago overall is a great city. Like I actually love Illinois. I love Chicago.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love the food. I love the culture of it. The sports, you know, going to hockey games, the Blackhawks, all that shit.
Well, I loved
It's
delivering
great.
the mail
It was
because I watched
fucking great.
the fields go from dirt, and then they planted them, and then the corn started growing, and I was taking pictures every week, like the corn growing and everything, because I was going through all the farm places out there. It was fucking amazing.
Where you going?
More beer?
But
You need another one yet, or is it?
yeah, sure, why not? When in North Bend.
And they got spottings.
Yeah, I was amazed I had spotting. I was like, holy shit, I'm just buying spotting. Fuck it. Well, you gonna go get something to eat? Does that mean you have to leave?
Yeah, right?
I'm gonna get something to eat. You guys have a good one, whatever.
All right. See ya.
I mean,
I mean, we might be here when you get back. Who
I did.
knows?
Yeah, go get something to eat and come back, I guess, if you want. Hang out. Drink some beers. Yeah, we're driving.
Yeah,
we're
we're
in
driving.
Washington right now. We're delivering in Seattle in the morning. Then we got to go back to
Grandview.
Grandview up towards between Yakima and Tri-Cities to the Walmart and drop the rest of our load there.
And then we're gonna get some apples and
Then
bullshit.
probably out of Yakima, Selah, Washington, we'll get apples, pears, or something like that. And I called in today. They're trying to get us a load right back to Lubbock. So
He said Kathy's in the kitchen by herself, and that's scary.
smoke alarms going off and shit.
Burning water.
All right. Oops.
But yeah, after this, I'll be staying home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and it's where I do feel in some ways my days on the road are numbered.
Yeah.
Like things are winding down. We don't have our own truck anymore. We're not doing our own business anymore. We're not doing what we used to do. And it's like,
Yeah.
we've had plenty of talks about this of like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are we hoping to achieve out of just,
I mean, we're in a position right now where trucking has to keep going until the lease is up, but
yeah, we got like another 6 months in our house right now. And it's like,
it was overpriced when we got it, but
yeah,
it was all we could
too
get.
much when we got it, but it was all we could get. And we did it on a whim and it came down to Texas. And now, a couple of years later, it's just like,
Yeah, what are we doing?
what are we doing?
Well, and then we may end
Trucking is not the
end
end-all,
up having to
be-all.
relocate to another state now.
Well, we don't know for sure yet. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Oh my gosh.
Breaking news that we may be looking at going back to Vegas.
Yeah.
Because we don't know for sure yet. I'm still waiting on word. My parents still live in Vegas. They're there by themselves. And there may be a serious medical thing going on with my mom. And if it comes to fruition, we're putting it out there now.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking news. That whatever happens with my mom right now, a serious medical thing, that we're going to present to them as well, though, that we may need to be there to help them out. Because my brother lives in California. He's not in a position to accommodate them in any way.
And he can't leave.
And he can't leave. They own a house. They have things going on there. They have jobs and all this kind of stuff. We're a little bit more, I guess, flexible. That if it came down to it, my parents will need the help. And as things happen with them, that we may need to go back to Vegas to help them. It's a family thing, so
we don't know yet.
It's
pointing in that direction.
It's pointing in that direction right now, that something serious is going on with my mom, and
they don't want to talk about it, so
they don't want to talk about it. They haven't come to us with all the facts yet, but
it was slipped to us.
It was leaked, so to speak, to us. They didn't want to tell us, but my dad fucked up, and he told me about it, and
sorta.
And now they haven't. Now they're not talking about it again. But if this thing with my mom is legit, and it looks like it very well maybe, because it's already been going on. It's been going on for over 3 months, and they never told us.
Yeah, and then it came down and had to have a test done, and then it's been 2 weeks.
I mean, if you can take from it, biopsy had to happen. And all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's serious. It's major.
And 2 weeks later, they're not saying.
They're still not talking about it.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, no results yet. And it's like, everybody knows if you get a biopsy done for anything major, it doesn't take 2 weeks, because time is sensitive when it comes to that kind of thing.
And the shitty part of it is, this happened over 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And my mom knew she had to have a biopsy over 3 months ago.
And she refused to have it done.
She refused to have it done, and
she finally got it done.
Then my dad cracked it to me the other,
disregard the Facebook page.
Like last week, he left me some weird voicemail about, disregard my last message or something. Like, he fucked up. And I called him back, and I'm all, what are you talking about? He's like, well, we didn't want to say anything, but 3 months ago, I guess we're already into it, so I might as well say
it doesn't really matter, I don't think.
Doesn't matter. I mean, but they found a large mass in the left lung of my mom, suggesting, of course, lung cancer. And they wanted to do it. She already had it back in 2007. She had lung cancer before, and she beat it. So when it comes around a second time, too, you know what that means. And she went through chemo. She went through the whole bit. She went into remission. But then since then, she's had breast cancer, and she had a lumpectomy. And now we're a slug of years later, and now they've discovered a large mass in her left lung.
And they did a biopsy.
And now 3 months ago, they wanted to do a biopsy, and she said no. And now she just finally had the biopsy done.
Yeah, I don't know. She just got ill enough that she's like, fuck it,
Maybe
do it.
she's like, okay, we got to do the biopsy. So now they're waiting on test results. But we know what happens with that my parents are in Vegas all by themselves, and they're 80 years old,
yeah.
And they can't do much for themselves anymore. And they need family. They need help.
But
even though they reject it and they go, oh, we're good.
Yeah, we're
good.
Independent.
And all, because, you never want to give up your independence. But
right.
They're my parents, and I love them, and I want to help them.
And it's like we don't want them to give up their independence,
No,
but if we can mop the floors and go to the grocery store.
Well, in order for us to move back to Vegas, we know it would be a thing like we'd have to go back and stay with them. We don't, because the prices in Vegas have
Yeah.
gone up astronomically.
Yeah.
We don't want to go back there and have to get an apartment or a house or anything and pay rent that's $3,000 a month. It's like, no, we're moving back into the house with you and help you out.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
That
no
would be the
point.
whole purpose. But if they reject that, then
Yeah.
we're kind of like, well,
Whatever. I mean, what are you gonna do? They don't want the help. What can you do? You know,
yeah, they're
it's-
my parents. I love them. But if they reject it, it's
Yeah.
like, what are we going to do with
like
it?
we wanna
We'll
help
just,
them.
well, I guess we'll just stay in Texas and work that whole gig. But because we actually really like Texas.
Yeah, really like
Texas is great. There's actually a lot of things I love about Texas. You know, especially the rural communities, and there's so much open space and all. You know, family first, yes.
Yeah.
And my parents have been a big part of my life, all the way through my adult life and everything. I mean, of course, they're my parents, and you know, I grew up with them.
Yeah.
But my relationship with my parents strengthened heavily after I grew up and got out of high school. You know, and that, you know, after I grew up a little bit, all of a sudden the relationship with my parents got a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, we got beyond that thing of like, I'm your kid and you're my parents and you do this, you know. After I grew up and moved out and did
Yeah.
all that shit, our relationship actually got
Better.
we
Yeah, it's cool,
on
like-
an adult level mutually, you know what I mean? It was like, I'm sure a lot of people can understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like we've gone to visit and whatever, and it's really cool. You know, it's like we do what we do and they do what they do, and nobody questions anything. And it's like
Yeah, and I wish we were in a position in Texas
to have them just come here.
that we had the kind of place and the kind of facilities
Owned a
that they
home
could
or
just
something.
live with us and everything would be taken care of. But we're not in that position. It just everything didn't fall together in the past couple of years. So we're, you know,
Yeah, it is
just
what
in
it
a
is.
position where if we had to go back to Vegas, it would be to help
But
them out.
we're coming to our precipice of everything that always comes. You know, it's like our lease is going to be up, and
My physical's going to be
His
up.
physical's
Am I
gonna
going
be
to keep
due.
trucking? Do I have to go back to Vegas and help my
Yeah.
folks out? It's like this
yeah,
whole thing.
winter's coming,
Like
so it's
everything,
like
everything always comes to this point. Like everything comes to chaos. You know,
All at
It's
one
like
time.
Nothing's mellow. It's like,
or it's not spread out. It's all at the same time.
yeah, our lease, my physical, my folks, everything is going to come to a head all at the same time. And
within
it's
a
like,
couple month period.
it's
Like,
like,
what
dude,
the fuck, dude?
I got to do all this fucking shit. Life is just nonstop chaos.
Yeah, it's like
When
why?
you have family and kids and all this kind of shit, it's fine. Okay, you deal with it. But it's like it constantly comes in these ebbs and flows of like everything came to a head and then it eases up for a while. And then it comes to a fucking head, eases up for a little bit. It's like, dude, and now we're coming in the next 6 months. We got to make major decisions if we're going back to Vegas or not to help my folks.
or moving to another
or
house.
go this and do this. Oh, it's like, dude, what the fuck? I just want things to be even keel for a while. What, you know, like this past year,
We need to
had
just
to give
settle
up,
down and
had
buy
to give
a
up the
house.
truck. We had to basically give up our business. Now we're running this lease truck. And it's like,
What
it's
are we
been
doing
so
now,
much chaos.
anyways?
The
It's like
market's fucking shit. You know, like the rates are all gone to crap. The market's garbage. You know, everything was great last year. Now it's garbage. And it's like, dude, like I'm so, like it's like this thing of like, ugh, why can't things just
Yeah.
ease up for a while? Just be cool, man.
yeah, 5-year plans are almost impossible.
Yeah, 5-year plans
Dude,
are impossible now.
5-week plans are impossible. It's like we need to just buy a house and tell everyone to go fucking kick rocks and just do our life. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everybody else in the world, like, oh, sorry, I got a house and a family and
Yeah,
kids
like-
and jobs and can't do shit. You know,
Like,
sorry.
like Big C saying, he's got the same shit going
Yeah.
on. It's like, yeah, it's life. You deal with it.
Yeah.
You do it. Whatever.
I mean-
You put band-aids on bullet holes. You know, it's like,
It's like we've had, you know, apart from all the ups and downs and everything coming ahead, and it's like we've had a great life together, you know, in the last 7 years. You know, it's like we've got to do all kinds of things, and that the fact that we are flexible enough that his folks are gonna need that kind of help, and we can actually just drop everything and go,
Yeah.
is amazing too. You know, it's because when we get old, you know, hopefully our kids, you
we'll
know,
be in
able-
the same position. Like, I want to be there to help you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what families do for each other. That's
Yeah.
the whole point. You know that.
Yeah, we
if-
can make videos.
You know that. Yeah, and
They
like
just
my
maybe
folks.
they won't be
How
trucking.
how sad would it be too? I think of my parents, that the position they're in now. You know, like
Yeah.
if health problems and all this kind of stuff, and they're 80 years old. That what if all of a sudden they need you. You're like, oh, can't do it. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm busy having my own life. Go
I
fuck
got my own
yourself.
life. Sorry. You
Yeah.
better call hospice care or something like that. Or you
Yeah.
better, it's on you. It's like that you don't even have family that comes back. And,
When it's like you figure, okay, so we uproot our life, which we do all the time anyway. So what's the difference?
It's a constant uproot.
Yeah, it's like, and we go help them, and they don't have to be displaced from their comfort zone.
They're in their house and they're doing their thing. We just go over here on the other side
for their last little bits of whatever, and we got years and years to go live our life after that. It's like, why is that? It's like, that's an acceptable
price to pay.
It's
that if my parents, whatever time they have left, I mean, like I said, they're 80 years old.
Yeah.
That, anybody with their parents and stuff like that, if you knew this was coming, and you knew that if you just went and helped them in these last few years, whatever they got.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got to spend that time with them, and you got to, comfort their lives as well.
Yeah, it's like, because they're important still.
As we all go into this gray out here, we're all getting older.
Everybody's gonna have this.
We're all gonna have this moment, and it's like, if I can be there, we can be there.
Yeah.
The comfort, because she's in it too.
Yeah, I'm all on board. I don't really want to go back to Vegas, but I understand the importance of it and why it might be necessary. I feel like it's going backwards, and like I really don't like.
We don't want to go back to Vegas. We got out of Vegas and we thought we were fucking going other places, and it's like, and it might now this big old fucking fish hook is being thrown out there and fucking dragging us back. Maybe.
Yeah, it's like I get it. It's like that overcomes my. I don't want to go back to Vegas, but I'll do it because it's the right thing to do. It's like. I can't imagine trucking in 5 years.
Yeah, what can you imagine trucking will be like in 5 years?
Yeah,
I mean,
automated trucks,
the automated
turning
trucks,
right into fucking cinder bears.
Yeah, that's going to be a work in progress. But even trucking...
the world in itself.
Okay, you can say, me if you wanted my honest assessment.
In 5
trucking
years...
from 25 years ago when I first started. I started in 97.
Trucking might be okay if Trump gets back in.
Ebbs and flows and the economy.
Yeah, it's always
rates,
up and down.
all this kind of stuff. Up and down, up and down.
We're looking at another 2008 right now.
Yeah, we're officially in a recession.
Yeah.
Housing prices are way overblown.
Yeah.
That's going to crash. Then we're looking at food shortages going on through next year and all this kind of shit and whatever. I think trucking is going to hurt through next year.
Yeah.
And then it may rebound.
Maybe.
But through next year, with the shortage, I don't think there's going to be freight capacity to support a lot of the trucks on the road.
Yeah, because there's going to be
That's what I see coming.
Well, and especially with California and all their fruit and all that.
The produce shortages.
The produce shortages. All those people that always fucking just go to California, they're going to flood back into the regular market. It's going to starve everybody out.
Yeah, you got the... How do you even put this? The reefer market in California is mainly run by...
Suburban
turban suburbans, Middle Eastern dudes, Hindus, all that kind of shit.
They got
some majority Hispanic dudes, all that kind of shit. They run California.
Yeah, they got.
We're out here in the Midwest.
Yeah, we pick up everything else.
But if produce doesn't happen in California, they're going to be driven out.
Yeah, they're going to.
And they're going to be picking up freight in other places and flooding the markets around the country with trucks.
And I would say most of them are probably more financially stable than the majority little trucking whatevers.
Yeah, so owner ops and stuff like that. They're going to park it. And they're going to be hurting.
They're
you're going to have the mega carriers like Prime, Swift, and all these other dudes. They're going to be there to just
take all the
flood trucks into whatever is available, and the owner ops are going to suffer, and the small carriers are going to suffer, and
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we have the opportunity, like, okay, so either we're going to have to go back to Vegas and help his folks and all of that stuff, which we're not going to be over the road because we're going to actually have to be present, whether we get rid of our CDLs
just
or
go
not.
Find dickhead jobs.
Just keep our CDLs and, just do something local, be home every day. And then, or we're going to get a cheaper rent, in Lubbock and probably do the same thing. So, because right now it's like, it's retarded.
Yeah, you talk about retiring.
Yeah, there's no such thing in trucking.
Like I think about retirement now. It's like it's not going to happen.
In
I'm
trucking,
going to work until I die.
well, in trucking, you have no retirement. So if you haven't put
It's
away
all what
from
you
it,
build, it's all what you build for yourself.
yeah. So if you haven't, if
And
you don't have a
Well, think of it even to like a 401k.
yeah, it's with
or
the
you
market.
got a Roth IRA, simple IRA, all these things. They're all losing their ass. Inflation is killing the dollar. You're not building any money.
Yeah.
You know, it's like retirement funds and everything too, mutual funds, pensions, CalPERS, the California Public Employee Retirement
Whatever it is.
Service or whatever the fuck it is, CalPERS is going bankrupt.
Yeah. They don't have money
Like
to pay
if
all the people.
you're a teacher or a cop or whatever in California, it's gonna go bankrupt.
Yeah, you're gonna lose out before you die. So, you might get a few checks for a little while, but
Yeah,
after a
wore
while,
out, dude. 25 years of
then they're
trucking.
gonna send you a
wore
letter
out.
about how they had to reduce it. Could you
Like,
get
what
a
do you do
house?
after 25 years of trucking and you haven't?
We can't even get a house for ourselves in Texas at this point. We
The
couldn't get
rents are too high.
Yeah.
Everything's rent. If you want to buy a house,
Well, see, and the thing is, okay, so they own their house outright in Vegas. So there's no point to uproot them at their stage right now in life.
No.
It would be more detrimental for them to have to
no, it'd
sell
be better
and move and all of that
for us to go stay there
Just go
with
stay
them,
there.
rent free,
Yeah.
living in their house and help them out.
Yeah.
So we could. The spider?
No, I think it was a mosquito eater, but I still don't want it flying in my face while I'm
Well,
sleeping.
skeeter eaters have long legs. The
Yeah.
daddy long legs and shit.
Yeah, that's a skeeter eater.
There's a skeeter.
Yeah.
Just a skeeter.
No, well, whatever. I don't want him bothering me tonight while I'm sleeping.
You don't want to bite in your face and
Yeah.
leaving a nice big rosebud on your face?
Yeah.
You feel the need to nut at every truck stop because I've been getting busy with the quickies behind the dumpsters on
What?
Big Misk. I don't know. Yeah, right. California has great weather and well, the great weather thing is true. Like I said, I grew up in Mission Viejo, in Orange County,
I'm from
Southern Orange
Eureka.
County.
I'm
The
from
weather was
Eureka.
great. I grew up there, went to the beach every day, all that kind of shit. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's great. Except for the millions of fucking people and the traffic and the house prices
I
and
don't want to deal with all the other bullshit.
yeah. Like the beach is nice, yeah. Yeah, no retirement. Yeah, we got nothing. I mean, I got a little bit from when I was in the union, and I suppose if we went back to Vegas, I could try to get into something that I didn't have to be so physical.
Well, and I
working in
opened
the
up-
office or something.
I had a Roth IRA from years ago when I was putting into it, but then
You cashed it out to buy a house. With
no.
your eggs.
I stopped around 2016. Like, we were talking like 6-7 years ago. I stopped putting into it, so it's just been sitting there stagnant.
2016. We got together in 2015.
Or 15. I had a Roth IRA that I was putting into, but it wasn't a lot. It was just,
Right.
but it's been sitting there stagnant ever since. You know, it's like I haven't put into it since we met and been on the road and all this kind of
Yeah.
shit. I just left it there. I go, I'll come back to it. Never did.
Yeah.
So I got a Roth IRA out there somewhere. If I go find it,
Yeah. Well, it's like I got a little bit of retirement from the union. I got when I get to what like 67 or some shit, I can get it. It's like $900 a month right now.
but yeah, everything we're doing is
So,
like,
no
we're just gonna work.
retirement.
We're just gonna work till we die.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where it's at. We're
Well-
just gonna have to work till we die, and that's the master plan of it. Pensions, unions, all this kind of shit has been dead for years.
Yeah.
It's even, you could say, by design, because even my parents had pensions and
Yeah.
401ks,
Yeah, and all that
and they
shit.
had 7 figures in the bank and all this kind of shit, and they lost everything after 2008. So it's like,
All right.
Don't-
Later, dual stacks.
later, man.
He's the first one to buy a T-shirt from us.
Yeah, he was one of our first guys to buy a T-shirt, merch back
Merch,
in the day.
bitches. Go check out the merch. I designed it all myself.
They don't be buying that shit no more.
I know. We suck.
But yeah, it's like, what do you even do at this point?
I mean, the best we can hope for is to be able to buy a business.
Yeah, we're gonna work till we die. Everybody's gonna work till we die now.
Yeah.
It's almost by design that the American dream is now unattainable in
Yeah.
a way. It's like,
Yeah, it's for the
I hope
few.
I can buy a house.
It's for the few,
Yeah.
not the many. It used
Yeah.
to be for the many and not the few, and
Yeah.
now it's reversed.
It's gone.
It's all fucking corporations
It's
and
done. Did the bed just move?
I don't know. I just hit
Oh
it.
yeah, you did. But yeah, as far as say retirements go and all that kind of shit, it's all burned, done. We need to bring Ball and Chain back. Alright. Still got the channel. We got the Ball and Chain Films channel too. Just haven't put anything up on it because we were actually getting canceled so much when we were making Ball and Chain videos. We were losing subscribers and getting demonetized because we were just.
We make the same content now.
Yeah, I know. It was the same shit.
Yeah,
But it's like.
we just changed the channel name.
We just changed channel name and all of a sudden we got subs. And it was like. We got up to a max of like 1,800 subs when we had Ball and Chain Films. And we actually started losing subs with Ball and Chain Films. It went from like 1,800, went down to 1,700, went down all the way down to like 1,500 or 1,400. We're just losing tons of subs for some reason. We're just making the same videos, trucking videos on
Yeah.
Ball and Chain Films.
Change the
And
name.
we changed the name to Trucking with Selena.
25,000 subs later.
25,000 subs. And it was like,
Yeah,
what
we
the
like
hell? Why
gained
was
like
Ball and Chain such a toxic thing? I don't get it. The algorithm of YouTube or whatever they got.
well, like the name, I guess, suggested something not.
Yeah, people always thought we were sort of part of some like bondage, BDSM thing or something like that. Because Ball and Chain meant something sexual, so
Yeah.
it like turned off people, and
Yeah.
everybody started unsubbing. And as soon as we switched over to Trucking with Selena,
Yeah.
it all just went right
Yeah,
back
like
up.
it's literally as soon as we changed it, we gained like 2,000 subs in like 30 days. No, don't show that.
Do we beat our meat on the road too? What the hell? We don't need to beat our meat because we bang.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, fuck the Philippines. I'm good. Australia, my first world country.
I mean, there's a lot of people that go to Southeast Asia with their savings, and they can get like 5 times more in the
Well, yeah.
Philippines than they can get here.
What's
So-
up, Rambler? It's been a while. It's been a minute since I've seen that wrench in here.
Yeah, I don't even recognize it.
Yeah.
Who's Rambler?
I don't know. He was obviously somebody because we gave him a
You
wrench.
must have been drunk.
I must have been drunk, yeah.
Gave you a wrench. Later, Big Nick's Rambler, $10. What?
What?
Pay for our beer.
No, we need about 110 more.
Beer's getting expensive,
Yeah,
goddammit.
it is. Yeah, I know you followed us forever. It's just been forever since you've been in here.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've lost track of so many names. Like I know when
Like, there's a whole bunch of new
when
people
we
in here
still
right
had-
tonight that haven't been in here in forever.
well, like it popped in my head earlier when we still were doing just Ball and Chain.
Yeah.
Left Lane.
Oh,
Remember Left Lane?
yeah, I remember Left Lane.
Like he was huge in our Ball and Chain shit. As soon as we switched to Trucking with Selena,
Yeah,
he's like,
he faded out. He was
yeah,
like,
he's just like,
"Bye."
oh, I don't like this anymore. I was like,
Whatever, dude. I mean, all
Left
we
Lane
did.
was cool.
Yeah, that's all we
I
did.
remember it was cool though. It was like we were all shooting the shit and everything. But as soon as Ball and Chain became Trucking with Selena back in like 2017.
Yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, we made a few videos in the beginning of just me or whatever trying it, but it didn't really work because what works is me and him together. And, it's like, so we cut out some of the cuss words.
Yeah, we tried to clean you up, Trucking with Selena, because we were getting so cut with the algorithm
Yeah.
and shit. We were like, oh, let's just make it videos with Selena. I think we did about a month or 2 months
Yeah.
of just you doing videos.
And then we gained a fuck ton of
We gained a
subs.
fuck ton of subs because it was just
Just me.
a
Yeah.
trucking chick
Yeah.
making videos, and it's like it gained a bunch of shit, and then it was like we also got all the questions of like, where's Jeremy at though?
Yeah.
It was like,
Well, and then Lil Dog.
you guys need to talk about.
Well, then Lil Dog, he goes, dude, you got to make the videos with the two of you because that's what works. It's the
Yeah.
two of you together is what makes it work.
Yeah, for all the hate that Little Dog gets, Will
Yeah, he knows.
he did tell us things about our channel at the time too. That he's like, dude, you gotta do it like this, you gotta do it, and we did it. and it worked.
It
And I was
worked.
like, okay.
Yeah, so we cleaned up our language a little bit, but I mean, we're still the same. I mean, we don't get too outlandish because the politics of fucking Google and YouTube and all that shit. But it was the twerking. No.
You were at
TLI.
TLI when you were at Landstar driving together. It was
was
honest and real. Well,
yeah.
we're still honest and real.
Yeah, we're still
just,
honest and real.
We're sitting here shooting the shit.
Well, the problem is that for the last 2.5 years I haven't been in the truck really, so it's hard to make those kind of videos when we're not out here, and then it's like we just barely got back to it.
Then from TLI we went to Tri-State, which was all hazmat and DOD, Department of Defense stuff and everything. Couldn't talk much about it.
Right now we're in North Bend.
Yeah, we're in North Bend, Washington, just outside of Seattle right now.
Yeah.
We're dropping down in Kent in the morning, and then heading back out to Grandview by heading past Yakima towards Tri-Cities. We're going to Grandview.
Self-sufficient. Is that Frank? Is that you, Frank? Looks like a
trucking couple? Or not trucking couple? Or...
Yeah, isn't it? I don't know. No. I don't know who that is.
No, it's not. Not the same.
No, it looks like it from the picture. What? Have a beer on us. Thank you.
So,
thank you, Shannon.
But yeah, when we were doing...
Oh, that was little guy. Yeah, buddy.
That was little guy?
Yeah.
Who?
Fucking little dog's friend.
Little guy?
Yeah, little guy.
Matt.
Yeah. He just asked who it was.
What?
Someone asked who was little dog's buddy who made a video as it kept opening with yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, little guy.
Yeah, little guy.
Matt.
Yeah, Matt.
Matt. I'm trying to remember. Eso. Matt Eso. Little guy.
Retired, not tired. Oh yeah, we're tired, not retired.
I'm retarded.
Yeah, no, we don't talk to Will anymore.
No, I've even chimed into Will's live feeds.
Yeah, we just get looked over.
And I'd make a comment, and it's like he reads the comment above it and then the comment below it, but he doesn't respond to me. So it's like,
oh, hell no.
I guess Will doesn't want to.
No, that was fucking good shit, Rambler. Good shit.
What?
He said he was jerking off to me right now.
Oh, the big miss guy?
Yeah.
Why are you trolling, dude?
Yeah, you can just block him, Rambler.
Just
if he's gonna be like that.
Just shoot the shit, man. Why you gotta be all stupid?
Yeah. I think little guy little dog is still driving milk.
Little dog is driving milk tanker still around Reno or whatever, and little guy is a recruiter of some sorts for RST.
Still?
Yeah.
Oh.
He works at home.
Oh. Yeah. Does anybody know what little guy
as far as I know,
named his dog?
Yeah, like I said, little guy, he ain't driving no more. He hasn't been driving for a while.
Yeah. I know he's got a fish tank.
He's on with RST, and I think he's doing recruiting for them working at home. So, I mean, lucky him. He doesn't be out on the road anymore. He's gets to work at home and spend time with his family and all that kind of shit.
I don't know what kind of recruiting he's doing because I don't ever see anything from him except for his fish tank and his new dog.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, if it works, whatever.
I haven't. The last time I talked to Matt was it was a couple of years ago. It was in the winter, I remember. I just left somewhere in Illinois. I just did
Is that when we were in Champaign?
Yeah, we were living in Champaign. I was working for Drake Refrigerated, and I had just done a delivery up towards or past Peoria, place up there.
Was he right in the area?
And I cut on a highway going south to go do my next delivery, and I saw his black Western Star pass me, and I texted him right away. I'm like, hey man, what's up? You just passed me, because we have each other's numbers and shit.
Yeah.
And we were talking like, oh shit, man. He had a Prime trailer that had bad brakes on it or something like that, so he's taking it to the shop. But he passed right by me on this on the highway, the state highway in Illinois. And I was like, "What's up, man?" You know, like,
Well, it's like you running into Junior in Freona.
yeah, I
All
ran
places.
Junior in Freona, Texas.
On Highway 60 out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And
Yeah. But it was like I saw Matt, little guy, on this road in Illinois, and I hit him up, and we were talking for a few. But he was on his way, I was on my way, so we didn't meet up. And I've actually never met Matt in person. So
I have no idea about any of that.
little dog still connected to Trakissa.
No,
I highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it. I don't think that he would be at home driving milk, going home to his wife if he was still connected to
Yeah,
Trakissa.
right. Unless he was just building empires with multiple babies all over the place or whatever that was.
Yeah.
I'm not ripping on Will. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
What
Yeah.
is what is.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I don't know what his life is. The rejection turns me on real shit. Big Nisk. You're such a troll, dude. Keep getting blocked. Take that for 300 seconds, bitch. Get turned on.
Yeah, you want to screw with this dude? We got wrenches in here. They'll find you.
Yeah, they'll fuck with you
They'll
hardcore.
screw with you all night.
You like rejection.
As soon as you
it,
get
bitch.
let back in, blocked again.
Right? At least we got a wrench in here.
We used to have a bunch.
Yeah, we used to have a bunch. Where's our
Well,
peeps
when-
at
well,
tonight?
When she got drunk in the past, when ball and chain days and all that kind of shit, she'd give a wrench to everybody.
Well, you know what though? That just goes down to a character issue there. Having huntingers in every state, you know.
Yeah, that's the old school trucker thing, and same thing with lot lizards and all that kind of shit, and running 3 log books and all this
Yeah,
crap. And that goes back almost. You're talking 50 years.
Yeah. It's like,
50
dude,
years
get
ago.
over it, dude. We have colored TVs now.
The trucker thing.
We have electric cars now,
the
dude.
the outlaw trucker, the cowboy trucker, all this kind of shit.
That doesn't
It's
exist.
been over for 40, 50 years, man. It's like at least since the 90s.
Yeah, get over that shit, dude. You don't like your wife? Leave her and fuck whoever you want, wherever you want. That's all I gotta say about that. If you want to fucking have a honey in every state, don't be married. Just have girlfriends in every state. Then you're not doing anything wrong.
Bandit trucking is over.
Yeah. Ever since they mandated ELDs in every truck.
The last time I heard anything about cowboy trucking was when I bought my first truck back in 2007, and I was at Overland Petroleum out of Hurricane, Utah, and I met with Stan Snow, the owner. We had a meeting, the day he hired me, and he told me, well, trucking regulations, you can do your 11 hours of driving and 14 hours on duty and 70 hours in a week. But if you want to make money in this business, you got to be a cowboy trucker, man. That's what we do here is cowboy trucking.
Yeah,
He told me straight up, he's all, that guys go out and do, they think they do their 11 hours of driving.
Fucking neck kazoo.
Who?
He said bandit driving died with the marble man. Yeah, when he got his neck kazoo.
No, I was told this in 2007. The only way I was going to make money as an owner-operator at the time when I bought my first truck, that you got to be a cowboy trucker. This is before ELDs and all this kind of shit. I was doing paper logs.
Yeah.
And he said, 14 hours is the limit, but you got to do about 18 to 20 hours a day to make money in this business.
Yeah, which is true.
He straight up told me, and I believed him, and it was true. He says, when you think you're at the end of your limit for the day,
you
got to push it, add 4 hours, and that's where you make your money. You get that far ahead and get down the road and do whatever you got to do. But it was about doing whatever you had to do. But that was 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
Was the last I ever heard of that. After that, ELDs came into full compliance, all this kind of shit. And it's like...
Yeah, well, COVID, that can make you a cowboy trucker again. I think there's... I think I remember seeing something recently, if you're a fuel tanker...
Later, Neil.
Later. I saw something recently, if you're a fuel driver... There's like an exemption right now.
Well, the exemptions on the hours of service come when there's a emergency of some kind.
Yeah.
Whether they need fuel, food, whatever. They suspend hours of service from a particular place to the point of distress. You know, like Hurricane Katrina back in 2004, they suspended all hours of service for everybody taking loads to New Orleans.
Wow.
It was like, when there's an emergency at this point, then trucks can run straight through to get supplies there, medical, food, whatever it may be, that we need this load there. And that's where it comes out like, well, okay, so you do it now, but
Right.
why not any other time?
Yeah.
Why is this? It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay when when
yeah,
you
when,
want it.
when FEMA says, "Oh, go do this,"
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because just delivering food to the fucking regular grocery store on a daily basis is not important. Okay.
And I run 80% of my loads under the exemption. Even on
Well, the
paper
one we're
loads.
gonna pick up, for apples and all that, that's gonna be an exemption.
That's ag exempt.
Yeah, you get 170 miles to it, and then 170 miles after it.
Later, Rambler.
That's like 6 hours.
Thanks for stopping in, man. Sorry I didn't recognize your name when you came in.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, as far as the FMCSA is concerned, when they suspend HOS stuff, it's like, how come it's okay right now?
Yeah.
But the rest of the time,
it's not okay because just getting food to the
the rest
shelves,
of the time we're going to throw you in jail if you violate this.
Yeah.
But as soon as we need you.
Yeah, because just getting food to the shelves in general is not important, but
It just, like I said, with trucking.
I mean, I don't care. I like electronic logs because then they can't fuck you around.
There's no guessing game about it.
There's no guessing game. There's no this and that. You run your shit. You get to fucking have a good night's sleep. You're not too tired to drive. All this other stuff. Of course, as long as you're responsible and go to bed.
Yeah, and it used to be a thing. I can go back 25 years ago now, when I first started driving. I drove for May truck.
Days and you
Yeah, I drove
4 hours.
when I first started, I drove for May Trucking, out of Oregon.
Yeah.
And you ran paper logs. You had a Qualcomm in your truck so they could send you messages in your loads and all stuff. But I'll go run all day, and then as soon as I lay down to go,
get up and go.
Yeah, as soon as I lay down to go to bed. But they lied to you like crazy too, because that's when the dispatchers could threaten you with your job and all. Like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna have you fired and all this kind of stuff. When you were running paper logs, they're like, dude, I just ran all night. I just ran. You could say it was still the 10, 15.
Don't.
Was it 10, 15, and 80 rule back then? Still, that 80 or 70. Anyway. It used to be 10 hours of driving, 15 hours on duty, and either 70 or 80 hours on your clock.
Right.
And I would go and drive like 600 miles, deliver my load, and then go find some place to sleep, and my Qualcomm would be fucking beeping like crazy. That they'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm getting some sleep, dude. I just ran a full thing. I just ran 600 miles, and I'm trying to get some sleep." You got to pick up a load in 2 hours at this place. And I'm like, dude, I got to sleep, man. I'm out of hours. On logs.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, well, if you
don't
do
honest on your logs.
yeah, I was honest on my logs. And I'm like, dude, if I'm sleeping, let me get some sleep. And, the beeps would just keep coming on that Qualcomm. Beep, beep, beep.
I'd drag that motherfucker and stick it out the window and roll it up.
It was a time before cell phones or anything. It was back in 98. And they'd be like, if you don't do this, I'm going to fucking fire you and all this kind of stuff. So, of course, you get up and you go do it. Go, I don't want to get fired. Yeah. Oh. Like, now I'd be telling them, fuck off. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Who are you? I'll drive this truck straight back to the yard, come in there, find you, wring your fucking neck, and put a fist up your ass. And we'll see how fucking wordy you are then. You know what I mean?
Kurt B said, sorry, I couldn't make it to Lyman. That's okay, because we ended up going back to Lubbock for the night.
Yeah, we didn't even go that way because we got all fucking behind and shit.
Well, we left out of Waco, and he got up to Wichita Falls, and he's like, oh, it's only an extra 25 miles if we go home for the night. And we're still up here 18 hours early.
And I knew she'd want to go home for the night.
Yeah, I like
Which it worked out because, you went home for the night. I went to bed. She stayed up all night.
Yeah.
Fucking playing Call of Duty and shit and getting drunk.
Yeah, because that's,
And I had to fucking literally rattle you out of sleep in the morning. I'm like, hey, girl. What?
Well, what?
What? like, it's time to go. Like, what? What time is it? Well, it's fucking almost 11, dude. Get up.
I'm like, it is? I didn't go to bed till after 5.
She's all bent and shit.
You're on your third truck. By the time I got to Iowa state line from Spokane, had to switch to paper logs on the rental trucks. I mean, can't you do ABORD or whatever on your... Well, I guess if you're in a rental truck. Ours, we have tablets we just take with us.
Yeah. No, whatever I'm mentioning about May trucking was back in 1998, so it's far different now. E-logs, you can't get away with it anymore. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't ever let a dispatcher or anybody tell you got to do this or else. Like, fuck you, or else then what, bitch? You know what I mean? I'd be like, I'd straight be fucking, I'd drive that, even if it meant, even though I'm on ELDs and I go into violation, if somebody threatened me like that, I would drive that truck cross country. I don't care.
Yeah.
I would drive it in the red all the way back to the yard, go in there with a bat, and I'd beat that fucker to death. You know what I mean? It's like,
and
fuck
then
you,
throw him
dude.
the bills and say, hey, have
Like,
someone else deliver it.
See ya. I'm going home, bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I was working in the office, there was one dude who drove across country fucking on personal conveyance the whole way across
like
country.
The whole week, wasn't there? Or something?
Yeah, the whole week he drove across country on personal conveyance. And I had to make him sit for a fucking week till it was totally clear off his logs. Not even a reset. Like, it had to be totally clear off his logs.
Yeah, especially now with all the electronic tracking. You go through port of entries and all that kind of shit. They got cameras and everything. They track you. And then other things you don't think about. Your cell phone, your bank statements, anything. Anything.
Yeah, if they want to get you, they can get you.
All it takes, and I always said, I told her forever too. It's not about what they can, if you get pulled into scales and, oh, you've been doing this and doing that, burn. No.
If you get in an accident.
If something happens,
yeah, they
it's
pull
not
all
the
of
company
shit.
you got to worry about. It's not the person you had an accident with. It's the lawyers.
Yeah.
The lawyers are going to get a hold of it, and they're going to fucking pick through every goddamn little thing you've done for 6 months with a fine-tooth comb. They're going to look through your phone logs. They're going to look through your bank statements. They're going to check the ELDs. They're going to look at your geo tracking, GPS tracking, and all this kind of shit.
All your Google history.
Everything you did. They're going to check your Facebook. They're going to. All these lawyers are going to get a hold of it, and they're going to burn you at the stake. That's what it's all about. Liability. That's all it comes down to. They're going to burn you upside down. If you get caught and you were doing something deceptive, you might as well just turn in your CDL and stop trucking because you're fucked. Yeah. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah,
the lawyers.
If any time in the last 6 months that you took less than 15 minutes or less than 30, or you waited an extra 32 minutes at your fucking 30, your 30-minute break or anything, they're like, well, if you would have went at your 30-minute break, that would have put you fucking 2 minutes.
6 minutes ahead, and you would have never had that accident.
You would have never had that accident. And it's like, well, if anything, technically they should go back to your last reset. But then, but then they say, well, if you would have done this and that, you would have started your reset earlier, which meant it should have been finished earlier. And it's like, well, but really they should go back to your last load because that's when it technically started that you were driving. It's like, but they want to go back 6 months and think that's just legit.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, I don't. Outside of us being on YouTube like this, I don't do any social media.
Yeah.
I don't use Twitter.
We don't do
Facebook,
anything, Instagram,
nothing.
Snapchat, none of it.
None of it. I have no presence on anything. I don't post anything anywhere. We make videos like we're in a hotel room tonight. This is harmless.
Yeah, it's like
everybody
our delivery
can suck
time.
The back of my sack.
Our delivery time is our delivery time, and it's like we're in a hotel, and it's like it doesn't matter if we were sitting in the truck and not doing a live feed, or in a hotel. Our delivery time is the delivery time, and we would leave at the same time in the morning regardless. Now, fucking lawyers might try to fucking, debate that.
No,
but it's like maybe some people are stupid.
Well, it's the new thing.
Yeah,
with
make
lawyers
money off of truckers
and liability to deal in hypotheticals. Like they project this thing of a hypothetical that, like she said, you pull over to take a 30-minute break, and it takes 32 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing wrong with taking 32 minutes for a break, but he would say. The lawyer would grill you in court and say, well, had you just
Took your 30 and
30
left.
minute break and left, that would have put you 2 minutes ahead, and you would have never met with that car.
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, shit happens.
In a fucking hypothetical fucking but fucking super world, maybe that'd be your rebuttal. It's like, okay, maybe.
Yeah, and if you would have not fucking woke up at 3 a.m. to take the piss, you may not have slipped in the bathroom and fucking
slit your throat instead of being a fucking ambulance chaser lawyer. Maybe you wouldn't be here right now, fucking trying to scrape up an extra $20 so you can buy fucking cocaine. You fucking piece of shit.
Well, and how they can go back 6 months and try to fucking drum up these few extra minutes of shit that would have fucking saved it. It's like, that's bullshit, because it's when you picked up your last load. So your load was ready at 1:53, and
had your load been ready on time? That's a hypothetical.
Yeah, well, that's not your fault.
But you got held up for an extra 2 hours, so that 2 hours means you, like, okay, and
yeah, well, and it's like, it's like, that's not your fault.
all
Then
hypotheticals.
how about you go sue Walmart then, because they didn't load me or unload me on time, and that's why I was late. It wasn't my fault that I was on the interstate 2 hours late. It was fucking Walmart's fault. Will you give me one too? You know what I mean? It's like all this hypothetical bullshit. It's like you can only go back so far and be legit, because if you got pickup and delivery times, at some point, some of the responsibility in that timeline bullshit is not your fault. And it's like, and anything before a pickup or a delivery cannot be put into it, because it doesn't matter if you took 35 minutes at your fucking 30-minute break, because it didn't matter, because you picked up a load since then, and you picked it up on time and whatever, and you were out, and it's like, none of that shit matters.
Well, that's where lawyers, they get a hold of this shit, they will legitimately go back 6 months.
Someone asked what you were drinking because you're ready to fight.
They will go back 6 months or a year.
Yeah, Mother sent you a hurricane.
Something that happened like 10 and a half months ago. That this pickup, had you left earlier.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, because
you would have, that ultimately the play out would have been, well, you would have been 6 minutes ahead. A year later, you would have been 6 minutes ahead, and this would have never happened, so it's all your fault. And it's like, what?
Like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
It's like, I've slept how many times since then?
They get it. They get the money, though. That's the thing. All they want is the money.
Yeah, I would love, like, I don't ever want it to really happen, but if something happened like that, it's like, you cannot go from anything before the moment I picked up this load, because anything previous to that has nothing to do with, if my load was ready at this time and I picked it up on time and I fucking went to go deliver it, that was my current point in time in this trajectory of whatever the fuck was going to happen.
Like you're saying, too, cameras. Dash cams are
anything
one of the biggest
previous
saviors of liability lawsuits and everything that lawyers try to come back. Well, look at the video. How's about that? What did this guy do? Oh, he cut right in front of me, brake checked me, and did all this shit, and it caused an accident.
Yeah.
It's like, well, had you picked up your load on time, it would have...
Yeah, well, how about you go talk to Walmart or fucking Dollar General or whatever the fuck you're picking it up? Well, maybe if they would have loaded me on time, then that would have been my responsibility, but they didn't. So how about you go sue them because they were fucking late and lagging ass and nobody wants to work and fucking got me loaded late? How about that?
It's like Neil saying, the cameras. We actually have... This is a funny thing about where we're working now, that they have the dual way camera. There's a camera.
Make a comment trucking every day.
There's a comment or camera pointing out. Comment. There's a camera pointing out, but the camera units they use also have the driver camera too that looks in the cab, and we put duct tape over it.
Yeah, well, our owner.
The owner says, "I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see you picking your nose and picking your ass."
When I was safety manager there, I went into the actual fucking website and I disabled all driver-facing cameras. But then on the just in case, he said, I don't want to see you picking your nose, scratching your balls, jerking off in the cab, or whatever the fuck it is you do. So fucking put duct tape over that shit.
I want one of blue Reachy things.
I did.
Retchy things?
Yeah, blue wrench things. He wants to be...
Oh, a wrench.
Yeah. That's why I told him, make another comment. Make a comment, Shannon.
You just did.
No, that was after that. I told him, there you... Yeah, they keep... Well, without truckers, you have nothing. You have no Amazon. You have no fucking
You got no
JCPenney's. You got no
groceries,
Walmart. You got no food. You got no gas. You got no fucking nothing without truckers. So thank you for appreciating us. But I'm just saying, the world doesn't understand. America, I guess, maybe, doesn't understand.
Well, everybody's
without
Sue Happy and all this shit.
Sue Happy and this and that. But without truck drivers, you have nothing. Who the fuck? How do you think you get your Amazon deliveries? Oh, by the little van that drops it off at your door? Well, how the fuck did they get it? Oh, by a semi? A truck driver dropped it off to the distribution center so that they could put it in that little van that brings it to your door? Even your fucking...
Fuck.
Even your power bill comes from...
Fuck.
From a fucking semi.
Fucking.
Yeah, see what happens when the companies tell you they aren't watching you, but there's still a back-facing camera. Yeah, if they want to, yeah. Well, it's like when I was safety manager at our company, he didn't want to see the driver. So
Bless me.
So, and he even told everybody, covered up whatever. I went into the system, disabled it. Of course, I don't work there now, so I don't know, if the new fucking chick there fucking undid it or whatever. Who knows? But we got tape over it anyways.
We got 2 layers of duct tape over it anyway, so
yeah. And, but...
Because I like jacking off with the sun beaming in the morning.
He
I
likes
fucking
to
jacking my shit right there for everybody to see in front of the fuel islands and everything. But I know at least the camera ain't watching me.
Yeah, the camera ain't watching, what we do in the sleep.
Because I got duct tape. Yeah. Duct tape fixes everything, buddy.
Right. Yeah, but it's like, it's like he didn't want to watch it. I turned it off, but then everybody put tape, he's like, I don't want to see that shit. It's like doing that. And, he said it, and it's his liability. But I know also, too, when he got the new system, that's the only kind of camera that they offered. That he wanted just road facing, but the only one they offered was a dual facing one. So he's like, fuck that, I don't want all that.
Yeah, he didn't want all the headache of that.
Is the audio still there for forward facing cameras? Even when the... Yeah, I mean, audio still works.
Is there audio on those cameras?
I hadn't heard any audio.
Yeah, you didn't. You said there was no audio.
I didn't hear any audio. Yeah, because it would have things like if people ran stop signs or if they went over the line or whatever, and I would have to go and watch them periodically to see. And it's like we had a couple drivers who were running stop signs out in the middle of fucking nowhere on roads that had nobody for the last 10 years and shit like that. Or if you're in a construction zone, the little fucking goes off because you're fucking you got to go over the line or whatever because of cones and stuff. And it's like I never heard any audio.
So I guess as far as we go,
it's either
there's no driver facing camera and there's no audio.
Yeah, no audio.
And then do we have a load lined up for tomorrow? Not yet.
It's either going to be Thursday or Friday.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for Friday because I really don't want to drive into Seattle tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Whatever. Seattle sucks.
Well,
I know, I'll do it anyways.
Mike, you haven't done it before.
Well, I know.
If I can get a reset.
Try delivering packages from Amazon carrier. The system is insane. Yeah, like I did Amazon delivery, the little home delivery shit in Lubbock for a little while, and Amazon couldn't send them the Amazon branded vans yet or whatever, so they had just enterprise rentals. So I didn't have all that bullshit, but they kept telling us that Amazon was sending them soon and this and that, and it was going to be fucking forward facing cameras and street facing cameras, and you had to get in, put on your seatbelt, and do all this shit, and then drive. And then every third house you got to stop, put it in park, turn it off, get out, lock the door, go deliver your package, come back out, get in, put your seatbelt on, all this other stuff. And it's like, but they want you to do all this shit in like this super little 5-minute amount of time. And it's like, I couldn't even get it all done every day without all that cameras and bullshit, and not turning my fucking truck off at every stop and everything else. It was fucking retarded.
No, it's fucking all stupid. Because when she was doing the Amazon job, I was like, I was sitting there on, when she would come home, I'm like, screw all that, dude. I ain't doing none of that. I used to work for a guy years ago who said, you're never out of hours. If you have money, you can just go buy another logbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, back in the days of paper logs, I got pulled over in 2008. I was running paper logs still, and I got pulled over by a Nevada DOT guy, and he jumped up on my window, and he was asking me, like, let me see your logbook. And I said, all right. And he goes, where's your other logbook? Like, I was doing things legit, I was running regular. I had my logbook, and I gave it to him.
Fudging them, but you didn't have a second one.
Well, I was fudging them like at points and stuff, but because cowboy trucking, but I only had one logbook I was running, and he's like, "Where's your second logbook?" And I'm all, "What are you talking about? I don't do that." And he held me in like very high suspicion that I was lying, and I'm like, "Dude, I only got one. I don't know what are you looking for? What's going on?" So, yeah, I mean, paper logs caused a lot of suspicion with cops.
Yes,
ELDs cut a lot of
that's
that
what
out,
one.
that you can't lie about your ELD. But
You can
still,
lie about paper.
yeah, you can lie on paper very easily, and stretch stuff and everything. The double logbook, triple logbook stuff was a little more than I ever got into. I never did that stuff.
That seems a little bit complicated.
Now, I did stretch my
Yeah, if
paper
you're
logs,
loading
my
racks.
legitimate, my time, my load times, and all this kind of stuff. And
Like, say you were there an hour, but you were really there
like
3.
a basic example I would give is when I lived in Vegas, and I would haul fuel out of Vegas. I would go to Beaver, Utah a lot of times to the truck stop there. So my bills of lading would show what time I loaded. Now, all the running around I did in Vegas, picking up my trailers and doing this, doing that, whatever, I would never log.
Yeah, you would you just picked it all
I
up
logged
at once.
when I got to the actual loading rack and got my load of fuel. I might have burned up 2 hours before that I never logged. There you go. Then I would go to Beaver, Utah, drop my load of fuel up there, but I would only show 15 minutes of unloading even though it took an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was
you
like,
just gain a little bit of time here
I
and
would
there.
just save time everywhere. It was just more about saving time than actually lying about everything. Then I get up to Salt Lake City because I'd have to load gas in Salt Lake City at the Holly refinery or Flying J and turn around and come back down because I'd take a load of gas. I would take a load of diesel up to Beaver, deadhead up to Salt Lake, get a load of gas, and then come back down. Now, legitimately, the way my hours would have worked out if I ran it totally legit, I would have made it like back to Nephi, Utah.
Instead of all the way back to Beaver.
The day's hours would have worked out. I would have made it back to Nephi at the end of my hours.
Yeah, you'd been like 5 hours shorter where you actually ended up.
And I would drive on from Nephi down to Beaver and sleep in Beaver and get about 6 hours of sleep.
And call it 10.
And call it 10. And then I'd drive the rest of the way back down to Vegas and drop my load.
Yeah.
It was the way it was. It was just the company expected you to fudge things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess if you're in something. But yeah, it's Kurt B. Yeah, they would give me like 400 packages and I'd have to go deliver them all in 10 hours. And it's like, but I couldn't get it done. And so it's like somebody else would get their shit done early and they would come and they would take a couple bags out of my truck and they'd go deliver it or whatever. But it was like an hour or, like each bag was like an hour, and it's like, it was too hard. It was too hard. I couldn't do it. I mean, if I was, 10 years younger before all my medical history, yeah, a rescue, exactly. And it's like maybe they had a light load, because I had some of those sometimes where I would have to go out into the country and deliver, and and I'd be back early and they'd be like, "Oh, you want to go rescue?" I'm like, "No, not really." And it's like I felt bad, it's like, but I had a full day. I even got bit by a dog one day. I had to fucking call that shit in, and it's like, it was ridiculous though.
All like, for $16 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, and
they
they frown on rescues. Now, see, the company I worked for here in Lubbock, they were a brand new one out of Austin, and they were trying to make sure that they secured all these routes because they were competing with another one. So it's like they didn't frown on them, but it's like I couldn't deliver all my shit all the time unless they gave me some rural route where I had to go out and deliver shit. Then I could get back on time. But it's like other than that, I had to be rescued all the time.
You got bit by a dog at the Amazon thing?
Yeah.
They left a little gash on their leg.
Yeah,
right?
on the back of my leg. Yeah, that little fucking dog bit me out in that little that fucking house, dude. And I had to, of course, I had to go and I had to pull over and I had to call Amazon. I'm like, I got bit by a fucking dog. And then I had to call the owners of the company. I'm like, I got bit by a fucking dog. And they're like, oh, do you want to press charges? And I'm like, no, but I would recommend that fucking we don't deliver to this house anymore.
Until they get their dog in a fucking crate.
Yeah, and well, and the dude was sitting out there too, and it was just some little fucking yip dog like Sparky, but that motherfucker bit me on the back of the leg. It hurt.
So
like
he bit you and he hurt you, but had you turned around and kicked him,
yeah, then I would have been in trouble.
Then you would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine broke the skin. Like I had to go get the fucking thing out, and I wipe it with alcohol and all this other stuff, and it's like.
Fuck
it's like it broke the skin. I don't know. It was just some little fucking wiener dog, fucking little shithead. But the dude was sitting out there with his dogs too, and I'm like, I got your package or whatever, and he's like, well, whatever. And fucking dog, as soon as I fucking put the shit on the porch and walked away, the motherfucker came and bit me on the back of the leg. I'm like, you little motherfucker, dude. Yeah, it bruised me and it broke the skin. I was fucking pissed, dude. And then there was another one I went up to, and they had these giant ass dogs, because out in the country, all these people have these giant dogs, and there's no fences and shit. And I know because I worked at the post office before that you're not supposed to mess with mailboxes. So I just fucking, these big ass dogs were all barking at me and shit. And I'm like, fuck that, dude. I just fucking, out the window of the van, I just rolled down the passenger window and I set it on top of the mailbox. I'm like, that shit's delivered. Fuck you.
They run you ragged?
Yeah, they run you ragged, yeah.
That's why I never took that job. Screw that. I'm not doing it. Find some other sucker to go do
yeah. Well, and then, too, I was fucking delivering down in the ghetto one day in Lubbock, and it was like the legit ghetto because there was this there's this old-ass Cutlass on fucking blocks, literally, and these fucking dudes sitting in it, fucking smoking weed or whatever, and like pit bulls running wild and fucking through the streets. And I'm like, oh hell no! And this mailman dude, we like crossed paths because I was delivering at a house and he was delivering the mail. And he goes, I don't know what you're doing out here being a fucking white girl. He goes, you need to get the fuck in your shit and get the fuck out of here. He goes, I'm supposed to walk all this shit. And he's all, fuck that, dude. I drive to every house. But it was crazy because it was just like something.
White guy?
Yeah, he was a white guy with a beard and shit. But he was supposed to park his shit and walk. He's like, "Fuck that, dude." He goes, "I drive to every house. I don't give a fuck." Yeah.
Fire me. Whatever.
Yeah, fire me, whatever. But he was like, he goes, "You were the wrong type of person to be delivering shit in this neighborhood." And it was legit though, dude. It was like fucking gangsters sitting in cars on blocks and fucking pit bulls running around the streets and fucking tagging on houses. And I was like, holy shit, dude. I mean, I got to know really quick where the good places in Lubbock to live are.
No, East Lubbock.
Yeah, it's not good.
The bad place.
Yeah, in East Lubbock, inside the loop. No. Stay away at all costs.
Yeah, between the 27 and the loop on the east side.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Try walking through the fence with the beware of dog sign and throwing the package at the pit bull that came around the corner and charged you. Yeah, no shit, dude. Yeah, it wasn't every day, but it was at least once or twice a week. I fucking came across the yard with a dog and it was like,
If you notice the common thing here of like, I never worked those jobs.
Yeah.
Because I already knew. It's like, I ain't doing that job.
Well, and like I took the job because of the promise the promise of they were going to have loads that ran 200 miles out and 200 miles back, where you just take a box truck and run it out to a fucking, little town distribution center and unload it all and then come back. They're like, yeah, we're going to have that coming up real soon. And it's like, it never came about. because I had a CDL, so I could drive it.
And I'm out.
And I'm out. And they're like, "Oh, can you work 2 more weeks?" No, I cannot.
Sorry, can't.
Sorry, bye.
I've been working here 2 weeks. I ain't giving you 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Screw that.
yeah, fuck you, dude.
It's like when they want to fire you, are they going to give you 2 weeks notice?
No, they're gonna walk out and hand you your check and say, "See ya,
Bye.
go kick
You
rocks."
ain't working out. It's like, great, thanks. But I'm supposed to give you 2 weeks notice?
Yeah, and it's like I had to be rescued all the time and everything, but it's like still on their little graph they would show on the computer, like of where you're supposed to be at according to Amazon's little model for the day or whatever. And I was right on track. Like I was on time even though I had to be rescued every day. So it's like I wasn't doing a bad job. I wasn't gonna get fired, but it was just too much. It was too much bullshit.
Bullshit.
If I was
It's all
20,
bullshit.
if I was 20 or 25, it'd have been a freaking perfect job.
Well, you might have been like, oh, this is important. Oh,
I'm making good
you're all
money.
caught up in that thing.
It's
oh
Amazon.
My God, I'm making $17 an hour and
Yeah.
21 years old. That's a lot of money. And it's like,
it's like, okay,
take
you know,
that shit and screw.
when it's kind of like you get your
You ain't gonna get
exercise
nothing
every
out
day.
of me on that. It's like,
You
nope.
get your exercise every day and this and that, and it's like, okay, you know, it's like it only worked because it was enterprise rental vans. But once they got the Amazon ones, there was no way. With all the cameras and all their bullshit in it, there was no way it was gonna work.
Yeah, and you just gotta
I knew that. I knew as soon
maintain those times.
Yeah, it's like as soon as they got the Amazon branded vans, I knew there was no way I was gonna be able to do it because I never turned my
I quit.
yeah, because I never turned my truck off. I never locked the doors and all the other shit that you had to do at every fucking stop, fucking every other house. Yeah. One stop with 5 deliveries at that stop. So I'm walking 0.5 miles to deliver yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have you stop and then you gotta walk the whole cul-de-sac and deliver fucking 8 packages in a row. You know, and it's like you said, 10 degrees. I mean, mine was in the summer, so it was like, you know, the opposite, but it still sucks.
Won't find me doing it. Screw that.
Yeah, Seattle to Portland, I think box trucks. Yeah, I mean, if you want to drive in the snow and shit in a fucking box truck, which seems like it's more dangerous than a semi in the snow.
It'll be all lightweight.
Fucking sliding
around.
all over the fucking place. Fuck you.
I mean, for the most part, say what? Spokane?
Spokane to fucking Portland? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go over Snoqualmie to go to Portland? Nah, I'm good. Fuck you. In a box truck? Are you retarded?
Nah, you go down through Tri-Cities.
It doesn't matter.
The gorge or whatever, but it's still, it would all suck.
Yeah, it's all suck. It's still fucking ice and snow. Just because there's no mountains doesn't mean it's not treacherous.
There's some mountains.
Yeah, there's some mountains and it's fucking ice is ice. I was going through Iowa when I got my fucking scare. And it's like, fucking winter's coming?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, we were right in the middle of winter, actually.
Yeah, we were right in the middle of winter. And like...
It was like January.
Well, and the thing that always pissed me off about it so much is that I have driven through blizzards in Wyoming in the middle of the night when you can't see anything. It's total whiteout and fucking trucks like going like 5 miles an hour, fucking hugging the middle line, taking up both lanes. And it's like, dude, you're going to cause an accident. And I go around them and all this other stuff. And then one little stupid little ice storm in Iowa... And I got some fucking PTSD, and it's like, I can't even drive my own pickup if it fucking looks like it's raining out, you know, I fucking question it, and it's like, I hate it. It fucking really makes me mad that it fucking put that much of a scare in me that it's like, whoo, no. And it's like, why? I drove through so much shit.
Trucking is easy. Truck drivers just drive all day. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I drove through Oklahoma in a blizzard, and there's fucking trucks wouldn't even drive. I was making tracks in the snow, and you know, like all the fucked up weather I drove through. Many, many times. One fucking time, and you know, I just kept sliding out, fucking minute after minute for fucking couple of hours. And it's like, I was so scared I didn't even want to stop because just the...
Yeah, I can't even get you to stop.
Yeah, just the notion of putting on the brakes and it's like the wind was blowing and it's like everything was like...
I
was
told
just
her...
frozen. It's like, yeah, I wish I could have just stood up and moved and he could have took over. It's like, without stopping.
That she was down to like 5 miles an hour. I woke up and she's like... She was bawling.
I was
like,
crying.
I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Oh my God. I'm like, I'll just stop. just stop right now. I'll take over.
I'm
She's like, I can't even stop. I
yeah,
can't
because
even stop.
anytime I
It was
tried
like,
to touch the brakes or anything, it just started fucking jackknifing, and I'm like, oh my god, dude. You know, it's like, and it was jackknifing, and I was coming up over a bridge, and there was 2 trucks already jackknifed, and a cop car that I almost took out that were already there, and it's like, oh my god, and people are just fucking passing me up going like 50 miles an hour. I'm like, you guys retarded? Oh,
I can't do it. And then we finally got you pulled over in Brooklyn, Iowa.
Yeah.
At the TA, we finally got you off the road.
Yeah, finally.
And then I took
that was
over.
so scary.
And then I just drove like 45 or 50 the rest of the way.
When he knew, I mean, he saw that, you know, it wasn't great.
You were cooked.
Yeah, I was cooked, dude.
Done.
I was done. And whatever the fuck it was, because it was such an extended period of time, it ruined me. It makes me fucking so fucking irate with myself, because I know that I've driven through shit at least that bad, if not worse, many times.
Worse. I would say worse.
Way worse.
And that was a bad time.
Yeah. But
that was a bad period with all the ice storms and shit we were hitting. That was late 2019, 2020 right there.
Now, had I just pulled into that Flying J like I thought I should have, and then it said, oh, ice possible next 5 miles, like, no big deal, it says possible, whatever, and I kept going.
Yeah,
and
from Des Moines to Brooklyn, Iowa.
That was the longest 45 miles ever. Oh my god, it took me like 4 hours.
That was brutal. Because I know once we got you out of the seat and I took over,
I was scared.
I just went down a couple more exits and the roads were that bad. It's like, we're going to wait a little bit till the sun starts coming up.
Yeah.
And we got off. There was a fast fuel or something like that. Truck stop just past Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Heading towards Illinois. And I got in the seat and I said, fuck it, and I'll drive. And then I pulled off. I pulled off a few miles down. It's bad out. Let's just wait. And then I waited till the sun was almost up, and I decided to get on the road. But I did about 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, but it was
sliding, slipping all the way. It was bad.
It was bad.
She went to bed, and I said, "Just go to bed. Don't,
don't even worry about it.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it." And I drove the rest of the way all the way back to get our next load. But yeah,
after that, I didn't drive.
Yeah, she was done after
I was just a passenger after that. It's like whatever that was. Like I had that little slip in Wyoming, and then when we hit Iowa and that happened, that was just too much. Like if I would have just got off at that pilot or Flying J like I should have,
you might have saved yourself some trouble.
I would have saved myself all of that fucking PTSD over that shit. I probably would have been okay. But like
it was a bad.
It was a bad.
It was a bad
night.
storm. I mean, I can even say too, that pushed me to my limits. Like.
What you thought was too much?
Yeah, I was like, no, we just need to be off the road.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I pushed all the way through Iowa and got back over to Illinois, and it wasn't until we got past like Peoria.
Yeah, that it started easing up a little bit.
I started easing up and like on the ice and all that shit.
Yeah, it
wasn't
really
until
bad.
about Peoria, because even when you go through Peoria and you go through, like, there's a little bit of a thing till you get through downtown.
Yeah.
And it was icy and shitty, and I was the same way. I was like, damn, this is slippery, dude.
Yeah.
Like, until we got past Peoria, did I notice
it got better.
It finally let up a little bit.
Yeah.
And
well, it's like my mistake was I didn't get off at the Flying J, and there was nothing until Brooklyn. There wasn't anything from Des Moines to Brooklyn.
Yeah, because I guess in a way, like, me driving in bad weather was different from her perception of things. That I would always push through, I would always drive, I would always do it, whatever.
Well,
I don't give a fuck, but because too, I maybe and that could be taken as a negative too. That I would drive at times when most anybody would say you shouldn't be on the road right now, man. This is a bad idea. But I didn't give a fuck. I was like, whatever.
Yeah. But it's
like I didn't value my life enough, but then you were in the back though. I should be valuing something.
Yeah,
but
valuing
I would
my life
still
at least.
I would still push through because I don't value my own life. I was like, whatever, I'll just drive. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But
even though I was back there and I value mine, maybe you should
value
value
your
mine.
life. If I die, you still got to live. It's like should I have pulled off the road in consideration of you?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it, whatever, dude. It's just a little bit of fucking ice. I don't give a shit. and I just fucking drive. But I probably should have just waited.
Yeah.
But then too, if you're gonna like that storm in particular that happened.
Yeah, that was just a really
we
bad
would have been
storm.
sitting there for 3 fucking days because the roads didn't get cleared. Nothing. It was like either you drive or you're gonna sit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we got a load to go pick up. I'll drive it. I don't give a shit. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like you think you're capable enough to get through it, whether you care about your life or not. But
well, and I guess I did.
Yeah.
I made it through.
You
we
made
didn't
it
get in a
through.
wreck. You were having a hard time.
I was making it through, but
yeah, you were having a hard time, and then I took over driving. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's like I made it through, even though I was scared to death. But I made it through. But it, we were, it's like the wind was blowing. We were empty. It was grabbing that trailer.
Yeah, we had an empty dry van.
Yeah.
I mean, that was even the worst of it too.
And it was super windy.
Had we been loaded like a full, 75, 80,000 pounds, it would have been different. It would have been way different.
Yeah, because there
when
were
you got
trucks
weight,
just fucking zooming
yeah,
by
when
me.
you got weight, it makes a difference. We were empty. You lost your shit.
And the wind kept grabbing that trailer and fucking that squiggle, and then almost when we were in Wyoming, we hit that ice patch and fucking all those cars. I was fucking all the way geared down to like 5th gear and shit and going into 4th, and the cars coming up beside me and everyone's slamming on the brakes. And I had that little bit of scare earlier in the night, which...
Well, that was way before. That was
way before, but it was still the same night. But
no, it was the next night.
Oh, but it's like, but then that...
But it just compiled.
It's compiled, and it's like... Like, I really hate myself for that, like, that it gave me that kind of... Well, no, I hate that it gave me that kind of scare that...
It happens.
Yeah.
But because...
That I can't overcome it, though.
Well, it was the same thing when I said, at the time, in Iowa, when you lost your shit...
It was bad because he got right off the road, too, once he started.
Well, the thing was, though, I recognized right away because I've been at this long enough, when you lost your shit, you legit lost your shit.
Yeah, it
was like no.
Yeah, it wasn't just me being a chick. No, I lost my shit.
No, you lost it. It was like, kind of like in Top Gun.
Yeah.
The first opening scene when Cougar.
Oh yeah, and he's all
Cougar,
oh.
And he turned in his wings and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, he was like, I can't
That was
do
the
it.
same kind of scenario.
Yeah.
That it's not that you're not a good driver, or the Cougar wasn't a good pilot.
Yeah,
but he lost it. He turned in his wings.
Yeah.
It's like I realized at that moment.
Yeah.
You turned in your wings.
Yeah, I turned in my wings.
That's what it was. And if you were to try to continue to fight against it and drive, or say Cougar tried to fly,
yeah, it was just going to end up bad.
It was going to end up bad. It was going to kill himself. The same thing with you. It was a thing of you reached your breaking point and it broke you.
It broke me, and I'm just a good weather driver.
And it's like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And the same way.
And it was hard for me to accept.
In the OG Top Gun, that Cougar went in and he turned in his wings and said, no, I'm holding on too tight. Yeah. I've lost the edge.
Yeah.
And it's like.
Yeah, well, once you get that
scare,
it's like it is what it is.
It is what it is. And once you cross that line,
you can't do
now you're more of a detriment.
Yeah. Now I'm unsafe. I'm an unsafe driver in winter conditions.
Yeah, because you freeze up.
I freeze up.
You go, ah! And it's like, you're not a bad driver.
No.
That's not the thing. It's just understanding.
Something scared me that I can't
From my
overcome.
perspective,
yeah.
Having to evaluate that moment is like, you are actually now
in bad weather.
In bad weather
or
whatever, snow, ice, whatever. It's like you freeze up and you're gonna get like, not even us, but other people too.
Yeah.
That because of your
my
decision making thing gets clouded because you get fearful and shit like that. It's like now. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirby.
But
what's up, Utah trucker?
No, when you freeze up though and all that kind of stuff, it's like,
it's like,
you gotta understand. Okay, now you're done.
Well, yeah, it's like when
it's
we were
not
going
a matter if you can handle it or not. You could handle it, but you crossed the line of now.
It scared me. And
now you become a detriment to anybody else on the road too, because you actually were going 5 miles an hour on the freeway while other people were passing you at full speed.
Yeah.
And it's like, get off the road.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was going 15, but still, same.
I don't know. You're doing like 5.
I don't know, but like
You were literally stagnant in the road.
He was like, just pull over on the side of the road. I'm like, no. I'm like, because every time I get, it's like it was like a drop off hill.
No, I just said, just stop.
Yeah.
I was like, just stop and I'll take over. You're like, I can't even stop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stop. Just we're in the middle of I-80 in Iowa, and it's like there's nobody around.
Yeah,
I said, just stop and I'll take over because I'll fucking throw a few gears and get moving.
Yeah, at
just
least
so we're
to the
not,
next spot.
just so we're not like
stagnant in the road.
Stagnant in the road, we're going to cause a wreck.
Yeah.
It's like I'll get moving, and I'll get we'll be spinning out, and shit'll be all over the place and whatever. But I got to get us moving and get us down the road. And it's like when you get to that point where you can't even throw a couple of gears to
like
alleviate the situation, whatever it is. It's like this is bad.
Yeah,
this like you're froze up on the wheel.
I can 100
white knuckled, total 100%.
100 and fucking million% say that fucking Iowa DOT should have shut down the road because not only was I sliding out constantly, but the amount of people that were slid out on the fucking things with their lights on in their cab, just sitting there waiting because they slid out. The amount of people...
It was all bad.
It was all bad. They literally should have shut down the road, not just put up a sign, ice may be possible next 5 miles. No, it was the next 45 miles to the next place a truck could
No, it was all
off.
the way to Peoria, Illinois.
From fucking Des Moines to Peoria. That's a long fucking stretch.
It was screwed.
It was
because I drove the rest of it, and it was from Brooklyn, Iowa, all the way to Peoria.
Yeah, and then you finally pulled off.
Well, no, I pulled off.
Or before Peoria, but it was still
we switched out.
Up.
I got you pulled over in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I took over. But I only went down a couple more exits, and I go, we're going to wait a while.
Yeah.
And then I took over again.
And a few hours later when the sun came up, but it still was fucked. It's like they literally should have shut down the highway.
all the way back into the middle of Illinois, and it was screwed. Ice was everywhere.
Yeah, well, you know what? They could find me all they fucking wanted because I was driving along so slow, and it's like, when you come up over a fucking overpass, it's concrete, so it's extra more slippery. And on the right side was a FedEx doubles fucking spun out with his truck out in the fucking slow lane, and there was a cop car right there with his lights going. On the other side of the road was another double like ABF or some shit, and he was totally spun out with his doubles, but he was off the road, and I had to fucking change lanes on the fucking overpass. And ice, and my fucking the trailer's all sliding out, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, I'm gonna take out the cop car and the fucking doubles that are already fucking spun out. I was like, oh my god, dude, and that was like 30 minutes into me fucking, constantly sliding out, and I was like, fucking, oh my god, dude, this is all bad, because like, you got the thing of your safety, and then you got, I don't want to fuck up our truck, and I don't want to lose my license, and I don't want to fucking hurt other people's shit, and, it's like all these things, and it was just like fucking, it was just too much. It was like, I would literally have to be hypnotized to forget that in order to fucking drive in winter weather, because I drove in lots of winter weather that, probably should have pulled over. I didn't, because I didn't feel the thing or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, dude, it totally fucked me. It's like, I went to the doctor one day in Lubbock, and it started snowing while I was at the doctor's, and I was questioning if I could drive home in my pickup.
Well, you see the long lasting effects of something like that.
Yeah, it's like I've gotten better, but I've not overcome it. And it's like one of those things, like one of those self things. I want to overcome it, but is that realistic or whatever?
The thing
it's
is, like you talk about, if you call it PTSD, the trauma of such an effect that once you have to face it again, you see how it affects you. And it's like if you freeze up, and it like makes you almost catatonic. That you're like, I can't.
Well, it's like, okay, so when I went back out with you when you were working with Drake in the winter, like I was scared, and I did it, and there was snow on the sides of the road, and the fucking road was fine.
The road was fine.
The road was fine.
But you were still like,
I was
still
so
like,
nervous.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
I was nervous, and I did it, and I think that helped me a lot. I haven't overcome it completely.
Well, again, a Top Gun reference of.
It helped me a
in
lot.
The very first Top Gun, when Goose dies.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise is sitting there in his big old bun huggers.
And you don't want to fly again.
And Tom Skerritt, Viper, comes up like there will be others, like all this kind of shit, and he's telling him like get him back up flying right away, and all this kind of shit. It's like you got to if the fear gets into you, you got to confront it right away. Or otherwise, it's going to be this thing.
Yeah, and it was a long time.
Keep sending him up. Keep fucking flying. Viper, Tom Skerritt, was like, keep sending him up.
The thing was, like we got home.
He has to deal with it. He has to fucking filter it. He has to, don't just sit him on the bench.
Yeah, it's like you get bucked off a horse, you got to get back on and go again.
Get back on that horse.
Yeah, and when the problem is we got back for a load, and then he drove it the whole way. Because I was scared or whatever, and then we got fucking canceled, and then that was that. So it's like it was allowed to get set in.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally that quick. Like it was the ride back, and then we had one more load after that, and then Landstar canceled us, and so I didn't have a chance. And then it was like a long time. It was months and months and months and months till I even got back in the truck again. But I drove it, and I felt secure. But it wasn't enough, I guess, to get like 100% over it.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, because anytime the weather popped off a little bit, especially when we took loads up to Michigan or something like that.
I'm staying home.
I don't want anything to do with it. Or if you just rode along for the whole day.
Yeah, I was scared the whole time.
You just didn't want to drive it.
I didn't want to drive it, or I would go to sleep so I didn't have to know about it.
Yeah. What's going on? I don't know.
No, I'm going to go sleep. And I'd have to drive the last 100 miles home with no weather. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, as soon as we got back into Illinois and on the 57,
it was all
going
dry.
back to Champaign, it was the last 100 miles because if I took a load to Michigan, and it was all fucked up all day, and we got through Chicago, and back down on the 57, back down to like Kankakee or something like that, and I'd be like, hey, I'm out of hours. You got to cover it back to the house.
I'm like, okay. It's like okay. I wanted to, I knew that I was capable. So it's like I wanted to overcome it. I still want to overcome it. Like it makes me. It's like one of those self things, It's like I'm irritated at myself that I can't overcome that. That it got into me like that.
Gotcha. It got you.
It got me.
Bit you.
It bit me. It sure the fuck did, dude.
No, and here's the thing. That I can say that years back, the shit bit me as well.
Yeah.
You get to that thing.
Yeah, where something bites you. Yeah.
Where something bites you. The fear or whatever.
Yeah.
If you let it come in, or you confront it right away and drive it back out.
Yeah. Now, had we not got canceled from Landstar, I might have been able to confront it.
That might have been a thing.
Yeah.
But
it was out of our hands.
I had my moments of despair back in the day where it bit me, and I got to the next day there was another load, so I had to go deal with it anyways.
Yeah.
It was it was a thing that everybody deals with it in their own way.
Yeah, because I had driven through so much fucking shitty shit. I mean, we have that one with the fucking one song, and it's like the fucking whiteout and shit, and I even woke you up. I'm like, should I get off the road? And you're like, I don't know, should you? Well, I don't know, and I kept driving, and it was fine.
That was in Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming.
I remember that.
I mean, I drove through some really
I was back there sleeping, and she's like, the road's really bad. Should I get off the road? And I was like, I was
up.
I was in the bunk, and I sat up, and I looked down and go like, can you handle it or what? But that was just my take on it because I'd already been through it.
Yeah.
Like, can you handle it? I think so. All right, so deal with it. And I just laid back down, went back to bed.
And I did. I dealt with it fine. She did.
That was back in like 2017.
Yeah, I mean, like I was a trooper, man.
No, that's the thing too. Like, I guess in a way,
was that
I have not
scenario.
Well, I guess in a way, if you want to look at me and dealing with you,
yeah,
maybe I haven't been over consoling.
No, not really.
It's like,
But it's
like,
good though, because when your lives are at stake, you don't need to be consoling.
Well, again, too, it comes down to the thing of like, you're scared, but I'm not, and I'm not even the one that's driving. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, whatever.
Well, yeah,
because I don't value my life, so it's like.
Well, it's one of those things like,
whatever, I always
felt like you're not getting back in the truck and this and that, and it's like I was dealing with my own shortcomings, and so that was like an extra blow. Like, you don't want me around, you know, it was like because of my own shortcomings.
It's just if you doubt yourself, then you
then
doubt everything.
It's dangerous.
Like you're a danger. It's like don't drive. Like, just kick back.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
Well, it's one of those.
I'll drive. It's cool. I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well, it's like even now, it's like, you know, I could just go and be a passenger in the truck all the time. I don't even have to be a driver on the truck. I could fucking have no seat at all and just be a fucking thing. But it's like, as soon as fucking anything in fucking weather, it's like, I don't even want to.
Even when you're in the passenger seat,
you're still like stressed. Yeah,
you're freaking out.
Because we got back and we got our next load and we went and it was like, I was like, oh, I couldn't even sleep because I was so scared of the snow.
No, I remember saying too, like, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's like
as soon as things
had
clean up a little bit,
faith in you, but it's like I was just scared.
I said, I'll drive the whole thing if necessary or whatever.
Yeah, I drove a little bit, I think, but not much.
But it was in breaks, like where the weather was clear.
Yeah, where the road was dry and shit.
It just came to that thing, like, I need you to drive this part.
Yeah.
But I'll handle the rest. Don't worry about it.
I'll handle the shit. I'll handle
and then on the way back to
and shit. Yeah, and it's like, I'm like, okay, you know, and it's like I drove my little bit or whatever, and it's like, yeah, I probably should have just been thrown back into it and had to deal with it. It probably would have been better for the PTSD.
Cracking a whip on you.
Yeah, it's just fucking, I'm gonna put the fucking snow socks on and you're driving through this shit at fucking 20 miles an hour with everybody else. I'm like, okay. Because I'd have done it if he'd have told me to do it because, you know, I'm a good wife. I do what my husband tells me to do.
I guess.
All right, see you, Neil.
Peace out. Whatever, dude. Neil.
Whatever. Bye.
Oh,
no, I'm joking.
I'm so tired.
I'm so tired.
Man.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I gotta get my beauty rest. Where are you going?
Pete? I can look at you in the mirror.
Yeah, I see you. It's just your face, y'all.
So apparently you can see me too.
Yeah, I can see it. She's over there taking a piss. It's hilarious. There's a mirror on the wall. I can see her reflection all the way through the bathroom. If anybody can make this out. See if we... Oh, she shut the fucking door, dude. That's horseshit. I don't like that. She's in there taking a piss. She was staring at me, and then she shut the door.
You like that, huh? This discussion is psyching me out. Yeah, fucking snow driving is no joke, dude.
Ice.
Snow and ice.
Ice is really the
big thing, especially
anywhere you get ice. Wyoming,
because it happens
Iowa,
in places like
it just hits. Ice sucks. Ice
is because it always hits in places where you are not required to have fucking chains.
It's not about chains or anything.
And you should have.
You should have chains or auto socks and all this kind of shit.
It's like no.
That's all in the mountain passes. When you get out into Iowa,
in the flats
and
it's
shit, totally screwed.
Yeah, that's way worse.
Like, that screws with you even worse. At least the mountains, you can deal with the ups and downs and all that kind of shit, and the flashing signs, and you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But when you get out into Iowa,
it's like it's just flat and a little bit of rolling hills and whatever.
They don't do shit.
Ice is fucking just as dangerous as going through Snoqualmie or down Cabbage with fucking chains on.
I would even say it's worse.
Yeah, even worse. Yeah.
When you legit get out Nebraska, Iowa, all these kind of places in the flats.
Yeah, you should
and it's
definitely.
Ice. It's pure ice.
Yeah.
You see more dudes off the road
than you do on the mountains.
Yeah. It's like
chain up everywhere twice a week. Yeah. Yeah, I'm done with it. Yeah, fuck all that, dude. It's like, I want to live in the mountains, and I want to live in Washington or Montana or wherever they
drive
got.
truck in it.
Yeah, I don't want to drive truck in it. I'll drive to fucking the grocery store.
I'll live in Kalispell, Montana all day, but I don't want to drive a truck in it.
No, I ain't driving a truck in that bitch ever. But no, it's like, I think, yeah, definitely the ice and stuff, like, because we were doing FedEx doubles, or what, yeah, and we had to go through Kansas one time. We just picked up a random FedEx double thing. We were going through Kansas.
Is that TLI?
I don't remember. No, I think it was Landstar, but it was a random FedEx run.
Maybe an ABF load?
Maybe an ABF or something, but we had doubles, and I fucking hit fucking ice on the 70, and like there were trucks I watched in front of me fucking jackknife out and fucking slide off into thing right in front of me.
Was I sleeping?
Yeah, you were sleeping. It was in the nighttime because I always have to drive in the shitty fucking time with no sun.
Sorry.
I mean, it never bothered me before that time in Iowa.
Sorry.
Well, no, I'm just saying. But it's like I watched people slide out right in front of me and everything, and it's like, but I was going slower. You know, these people are all fucking passing me, going like normal fucking speed limit signs. It's like, dude, it's fucking 10 degrees out, and it's fucking, you know, little fucking mist shit on your windows and shit, and like, yeah, the road is frozen. Hello. You know, and it's like I was going slow, so I didn't fucking slide out. But fucking this dude fucking passed me by, and he fucking slid out and went into the thing. I'm like, you're a dipshit. That's what you get for going 70 instead of 30. You know? It's like, but yeah, I'll fucking live all those places because they're beautiful. But I don't want to drive a truck in them. No. No. But yeah, I think that fucking a lot of those places, you know, you need to have fucking auto socks or chains or something. Fuck this, just the mountains. Like, I get going downhill, you need that shit so you can slow down and all this other stuff, but fucking ice is way worse. Way fucking worse. At least snow has some little bit of traction.
Cool. Tackiness to it or something.
Well, yeah, and then you usually have the fucking snow berms built up from the fucking plows coming through, even if the roads are still snow covered. Well, it's a snow covered berm road, you know, and it's like, but ice, it's just a fucking road out there with nothing to stop you from fucking sliding off into oblivion. You know, at least the snow, you know, you're going through Snoqualmie, they got fucking, you know, 6 foot high snow berms on the side. You're not going far. You know what I mean? You might slide out, but you ain't going far. But ice, no, yeah, you're just fucking, hey, how about you just take a fucking, you know, ice skating trip off the side of a fucking mountain?
It's all by chance.
Yeah. Oh, fuck all that, dude.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah, fucking cold winters. I don't mind the cold. The colder it is, actually, the warmer I'm in. If it's like 50, like 40 to 60 degrees out, I'm like fucking, I'm so cold, and I gotta have on my sweatpants and my fucking sweatshirt. But you make it fucking, you know, like negative 30 out with the wind blowing, and I got on my fucking yoga pants and this and that, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. Weird. I don't know. Yeah, ice is everybody's nemesis. Yeah, ice fucking sucks, dude. So bad. It's like, I wanted to come out and start driving and all that, and it's like, I know winter's coming, and it's like, I know, you know, it's like, there's something deep down inside of me, I just can't fucking do it, and I hate it. It really fucking, it's like a personal shortcoming, you know, because it's like, I've driven through so much bullshit, and it's like, one fucking night, ruined it for everything. When I took the winter off this year, it took almost 3 weeks for my hands to recover from the endless chaining. Yeah. Well, it's like we got auto socks. Auto socks is the way to go. Fuck chains, dude. Fucking spend the money on auto socks. They cost half as much as chains, and they work way better. And if you throw one, you know, it's like, okay, so you got to go buy more, but it doesn't fuck up your truck. If you throw a chain, you still got to go buy a whole new set, and it can get wrapped around your drive line, or it can get wrapped around your axle, and it can fuck shit up. And I think that when we had socks, it had almost better traction going down Snoqualmie and all of that, and up Snoqualmie and all that shit than we did with chains. Like, didn't it, babe?
What?
The socks had better traction and shit than the chains did? Like, better control of the truck?
Yeah, in most conditions.
Yeah, and for the most part, the socks were better than chains. And it's definitely better for your equipment, because if you throw a sock, you just throw it. You know, it doesn't wrap around your drive line, rip that off, or fucking wrap around your drive axle. Watch the outside of your mirrors. If they turn gray and the road is icy. Yeah, well, if you just watch the fucking thermostat on your fucking dash, and if it's below fucking 32 degrees, the road is icy. And every overpass, when it starts getting that cold, is obviously going to be icy. But yeah, it's like, when I went through Iowa, it was windy, and it was cold, and it was a giant ice storm. It was just a trifecta of bad shit, dude. It was just horrible. And then also, too, you can watch other cars, trucks, cars, or whatever, when they pass you, if they don't have any water coming up off their tires, that also means it's icy. Because you can always see when someone passes you, there's a little bit of mist coming off the back of their tires, then it's still not icy. But if they go by you and there's any teeny tiny bit of mist or anything, then you know it's icy. Yeah, exactly, too. I mean, I've learned a lot. I know a lot. I've been through a lot. Just got PTSD from one fucked up night. It's real shit, dude. Yeah, why isn't anybody talking? There's like 40 people in here. Nobody has nothing to say? I mean, somebody's got something to say. I'm waiting. Well, if people don't have something starting to say soon, I'm gonna go watch fucking, what is it, House of Dragons? Everybody's getting depressed about winter now, yeah. Yeah, I'm not just a newbie. I've been doing this shit for a minute. Yeah, winter sucks. Especially if you're a truck driver. If you just gotta go down the street to whatever, I don't want to hear shit about fucking winter. But if you're a truck driver, yeah. What up, Scotty? What are you doing in there?
What?
What are you doing in there? I don't know, Selena. My head is full of crap right now. Oh, well. What up, Richard?
Oh, my nose. What?
No?
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I told everybody if they weren't going to start talking, I was going to go watch House of Dragons. Because you said there was a new episode.
Yep. No, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm kind of cooked.
Are ya? All them spottings.
Drove all day. Ready for bed.
So I guess 2.5 hours later we can call that that.
Yeah. Checked in. We're doing a thing.
Checked in and doing your thing?
I said we're checked in.
Oh.
We're doing our thing. Now I'm kind of spun. Ready to go to bed.
He's gonna eat his burrito and go to bed. OMW. Oh, on your way to Spokane? Well, we're in North Bend. We're almost to Seattle. And then going back to Grandview.
Yep. Back in Tri-Cities area and then heading back to Texas.
Yes, Texas, yes.
Texas.
Woo woo. Only thing that sucks is that we staying home.
Yeah.
At least for one round. We'll see how things go.
At least.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah.
I mean, if milk comes up or something, all right. And I haven't got a job or something by then, meh.
So now it's time to check out.
Yep.
I'm burning out.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, love you guys. Thanks for checking in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Share us around to all your friends like we're that chick in high school. We'll check out our merch. I know we haven't had anything new in a while.
My wife's a doorknob. Everybody gets a turn. You're the town bicycle. Everybody gets to ride.
No, you're the town bicycle.
What the fuck are you talking about? All right.
Yeah. So check y'all later. Make sure
Yep.
you like, share, subscribe, and keep it between the ditches, bitches.
Out.
Out.